Well, hello everybody. Welcome. Oh man, I think the audio track just swapped. Welcome to another episode of Let's Play the Janthit. What the hell do I call this? This is so weird. It's like news, Q&A. It's a Let's Play. I don't know what it is. Hello guys. We're streaming Janthit Wilds. We are doing the conclusion of the Godspawn patch today. In the last part, maybe you missed it. It should be there in the playlist. Godspawn came out and we played through like the first 4 instances. So already I'm pretty happy with this patch in terms of length. Look, I know it. Look, okay, so it's been a few days since it came out now. I have seen public testimony about it, and you know, everyone's saying it's a short patch, it's a short story patch, it's this, it's that, the other thing. We'll say I don't think it's too far below the bar of what we would get from a normal patch, because I went into this expecting 3 chapters. What I've had already is 4 instances. So already it's like actually beaten my expectations. And I'm still not at the convergence. So I've got a few things to catch up with you guys on. First of all, let's just get in game here. Oh shit, I've logged in on this. So I've been playing a little bit in the past couple of days. I have been playing on this. So I did my little joke about my inventory the other day, didn't I? Where I said, oh, you know, I've cleaned it. Oh, but not really. I just hid all my stuff under the bed. Well, check it out. This time I actually have cleaned it. For realsies this time. Now, you might say it's not clean. It is clean. Okay. Because basically what we've got here is account-bound stuff. And yeah, I could double-click the level 80 boost package at some point and sort that out. But then you've got consumables, many of which I barely touched. But these are all the consumables. The key, which I'll probably spend, and then it's just fishing bait, which I could sell all the fishing bait, I guess, but I've just sort of left it here. This is the character I fish on, ultimately, and you know, a lot of these are from like Amnoon or whatever, so this can't really get any cleaner up here. And then there's essence coffers. I guess I could sell the essence coffers, but I just sort of leave them around. They're not even worth that much money, and they're just going to come flooding back in these new expansions anyway. And then it's all clean until you get to the bottom, where, you know, it's all my overflowing essences. I don't know, actually, because I've never made obsidian armor. I don't know how many of each I need for the stuff. I guess I should craft these up, really. So I just opened a bunch of meta event boxes from the Secrets of the Obscure stuff. In fact, I had basically been hoarding all of my meta event boxes. So I had, like, you know, 20 convergence boxes sitting around, and then how many from the other maps. And I had to pick, like, what kind of essence do you want? I just went with the rare ones. Maybe that was a mistake. But though the rare ones I can at least still deposit to my bank. My bank is overflowing with these types. But anyway, yeah, and then there's the precursors, you know, a research kit. And then these books, which I don't know whether I want to delete because they're a part of the whole, you know, honorary of the Astral Ward stuff, which we were talking about in the regular episode of the LP about 2 months ago. So yeah, this is kind of clean. The other thing I did, all right, was I changed their outfit a little bit. I'm sick of not looking cool on this. I feel like this is a little bit better. This is the primordial dervish stuff. And basically, I kept using one of my favorite features of modern years, the randomized die. I just kept on clicking it until I found like a sort of muted overall palette, but with some nice, bold accent. Ooh, I sound like I'm doing an M&S commercial there. Oh, that one was good. The one a second ago before now. I kept doing it, and then I got to this eventually. And I thought, you know, it's also kind of elementally with the orange, you know. So, anyway, yeah. I was playing this, and one of the things I did was I went to Skywatch, and I spent a little bit of time in the Jade Mech Habitation Zone, 03. And then I went to Amnitas, and for the first time, I got gold on the Skyscale adventure that starts here. There's a Skyscale adventure that has you, like, do a big loop. And I only had bronze on it. And I was thinking, why do I only have bronze on this? The reason I only had bronze was because when I very first got there, I didn't have, like, updraft mastery for my Skyscale, and I didn't have leyline mastery for my Skyscale. Going back, you just basically automatically get the adventure just riding in the leyline. It's crazy. I also did an adventure that was over here. You can still see my personal marker there. And this one was like a Skyscale shootout. These ones are really... They fill me with anxiety and dread. I'm very slow at them. I'm not sure I have the keybind set up right. Anyway, I did that adventure. Why are you doing all this, WP? I went to the Bastion of Strength, and there was an event that I did up here that I'd never done before. And I went to... there was another one I did. I can't remember. Bastion of Knowledge, maybe? Somewhere? Actually, I think I was waiting at the Bastion of Knowledge for one to pop, and it didn't, so then I gave up and went to the Bastion of Strength. Anyway, why did I do these random things? Oh my god, WP, that's weird. It's because they gave me my mastery points. 7 points. Guys, the day has come, alright? In the last episode, I made a joke. Who wouldn't have the Secrets of the Obscure stuff done at this point? I made a joke, because of course I didn't. I did notice in the live chat, and hello to everybody in the live chat right now, I did notice at that point in the live chat, someone said, I haven't done it. Oh, in fact, a couple of people might have said, I haven't done it. Now, guys, you're officially slow, alright? Once I unlock this, I was slow. You've now transitioned into super slow, okay? I'm getting it. I'm getting Wayfinder Mastery. I'm done with Secrets of the Obscure as of this point. Well, you know, it's surprising that there's so many achievements I still don't have from the X-Pack. Like, and a lot of them are these achievements where it's like, do extra events. So, like, the one in the Jade Mech Habitation Zone was a twist on the transport office, where a big golem spawns and you have to keep throwing papers at it. I thought it was quite cool. There's, like, legitimate content that I've missed from this X-Pack. And I do want to sit down and go for it. You know, it's weird that, like, I have so many other mastery points all over the game. Like, so much completionist attitude over the rest of the game. Yet last year's content I'm so, like, flimsy on. So, I don't know. But my big motivation was obviously to get this. So, I can get Junior Archivist Connery, who will enhance my obsidian armor with a cosmetic upgrade. He can be found next to the Forge of Timelessness. Charlie Leadclaw can exchange currency, materials, and more. That was that patch note we read before, and I was like, okay. Arcane chests take significantly less time to open. You're able to reduce the rate of emotion stacks Epoch consumes. Successful completions of Into the Spider's Lair meta event grant a daily reward that contains particularly rare items. You know, I'm not that out of date with this. This is like a 6 months. This is like the 6 month ago patch, right? This is the Funnel Knives patch. It's amazing. I've got to say, guys, look, I know that there's some disappointment out there with the patches feeling bite-sized or something, but already I'm kind of feeling like it's very cool for me to sit here right now, and I feel like we're going through quite an era of Guild Wars content because a lot of shit's happening. Yet it was only last year Secrets of the Obscure came out. You know, I've seen some. I've got a couple of YouTube comments I'll throw on screen in a second. I've seen some people saying, "Oh, it's too slow" or whatever. It is faster than what we usually get. Think about, like, most of the major releases for Guild Wars 2. There's, like, all these huge periods with, like, no content releasing. By the end of this year, right, like, when we get back to summer, and we're right on the cusp of another X-Pack launch, I think it will be very obvious. It feels obvious to me, though. It's very cool for me to be able to say 6 months ago this came out. It feels like an eternity ago, because lots has been happening in the game. So, I don't know, I do feel like the content rate is up. It is up. And of course, across those 3 years, if you want to play when it's all new, you're spending $60 for it. $20, $20, $20, right? So, you know, it's just a weird... It's like they could sell you a single big bulk expansion every 3 years and have like a boom-bust thing with Guild Wars where everyone floods in and then everyone leaves once every 3 years, and they could sell it for you for full price. But I don't think the market really would stand that. Instead, they've gone, like, you know, yearly, cheaper... I don't know. I feel like 3 years on 3 years on 3 years, it is more content here. The thing is, though, really what you want to do is see them go through at least 2 loops of this. So I'm talking about 6 years, right? To prove that this is a format that works over, like, what would have been 2 regular expansions. Do you follow me, guys? Assuming that the regular expansions were about 1 per 3 year, which is kind of what it worked out to in some ways, and sometimes less, sometimes slightly more. So, anyway, I'm probably getting lost in the weeds here. There you go. Oh, shit, I get a cut... Oh, I was going to say, I get a cutscene? Oh, I see. It's because I accepted at the Wizard's Tower and they just spawned an NPC in. Probably that's what just happened there. Anyway, yeah, so Liz is looking very clean and very happy. She's had a shower, and oh my god, doesn't it feel good? She's bought some new shower gel that she hasn't tried before, and it's left her skin feeling all tingly and amazing. Even days and days after the event. I don't know. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here before so we can stop talking about Liz showering. Oh, and actually, back on Liz, another thing I did was I've changed my keybinds again. With the new Ellie patch, the new catalyst patch, I should say, where the boon generating Grandmaster, you can now generate energy even once you've placed a field. The build is so much easier to play now. This catalyst build is an absolute pleasure. Spam, 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 go all the time. But it's so spammy. I really needed to figure out what I was doing with my Profession Skill 5. Deploy Jade Sphere as it is on this class. You know, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 for the attunements. I really needed a good button. I was trying on my MMO mouse. I was trying it on my Logitech G600. Technically, it's mouse button 4. For anyone who has that mouse, you know, it's like one of the ones in the middle. And I thought that would be good and clean and fun. It really wasn't. It was not a great button. So I've swapped it to Q now. And for the first time in years and years and years, my keybinds are back to 1, 2, 3, 4 for the profession swapping. So I'm really getting used to the new keybinds, basically. It's weird because it's definitely a profession-based thing. Like, when I'm playing Warrior, I love F1 to be on Q, not F5. Sorry, I love Profession Skill 1 to be on Q, not Profession Skill 5 to be on Q. Because I like to use my Berserk ability, or, you know, my, I love to spend my adrenaline with Q. Especially when I used to PvP a bit on Warrior, like, having it on such an easy, comfortable button just felt amazing, you know? Landing that perfect skull crack, or arc divider, or whatever, holy shit. And now that's gone back to 1, I don't know. My keybinds have just... I went through a period with this game where for about 6 years, and that's no small length of time, right? It's a long time. For about 6 years, I had the most bizarre keybinding setup. Where, like, I had 1, 2, 3, 4 weapon... Sorry, I had, like, 1, 2, 4, 5 on my weapon skills on my Naga, or my G600. But number 3 was on R or whatever. I just had so many messy, crazy keybindings. I feel like they've returned to normalcy here now, which is kind of nice, but I've got to sort of rewire my brain. I put weapon swap back onto Tilde. So, yeah, I'll probably play a bit shit here, as I'm getting used to the binds. It's one of the reasons I actually played the game quite a lot yesterday, just because I wanted to, you know, ended up cleaning up Lys's inventory and getting all the mastery points and stuff, just because I wanted to get sort of back into that, you know, some level of competency. Because as I mentioned at the end of the last part, I'm going to try raiding, guys. We are currently in the process of setting up a Spud raiding group. The plan is tomorrow, around now, an hour before now, around then, around 5 o'clock my time, we're going to meet up and we're going to try to do the raid version of the story we're playing here today. So if you guys want to join that, come check out the Spud's Discord. There's still time. Just mark your interest in there, and then when the time comes, we'll see who's there and we'll see what we can do. Like there, I was trying to weapon swap, pressing the wrong button. It's going to happen a lot. So yeah, we're going to try and sort that out, and I would like to have my keybinds in a reasonable place when I get to that point. That would be quite nice. I also thought it was worth cleaned up the packed flowers inventory. And a part of that was, look at this. I have 500 greens. No, I have 625 greens, a stack of blues, and 75 rares. That's how much shit I've got from just this Let's Play. It's crazy how much they give you, right? I mean, Jesus Christ. I haven't been grinding the metas or anything on this character. It's basically what you've seen. So here, let's use all. Oh my god. Oh. So good. And then, sorry, was that a bit, a bit excessive? There we go. Then we'll salvage these down. Oh my, we got a Kim's Warden, it looks like there. Always love opening these, try and get the exotics. There's, of course, the new hero jump start at the moment, so we get magic find boost. Oh, so that's not Kim's Warden, that's Cryosaur, the golden sword. Isn't this the exotic that at launch was dropping and convincing people that they'd got Dawn? Even though it wasn't Dawn, it wasn't the precursor. So there we go, we can sell that. They should all deposit. Beautiful. I'm not going to do it with the greens and the rares and the blue just yet, but yeah. So anyway, this character's all cleaned out now. Let's pop our TP, grab our item, and voila. All right. So I have a couple of things to show off here, a couple of little images. What I would like is to be in a place where we can not get... Oh, God. Trying to swap and it's not going through. Where we're not getting spammed by random mobs just for daring to exist on the map. I mean, even in Secret of the Obscure, I found that was happening. Like, I'd just stand still and suddenly, like, a turret would spawn and be shooting me. Just outrageous. Maybe we go here and there might be a ghost that spawns. That could be quite fun, couldn't it? We safe? There are ghosts that have spawned. I wonder what they say.
Cedric, if we stay, maybe it's just a feeling, but I don't know. What if they kill us?
Kill us? Hush your worry, darling. What makes you say that? The storehouse full of food.
People are going missing. I haven't seen Quinn in a week. Ever since Saul brought his people here, I don't know. It hasn't been all bad, but it's different. Different in ways that scare me. They leave the village at night, and we don't know where they go.
Well, we're just getting used to a bustling town. Gavin is a busy place now. Vibrant even. We'll all adjust.
So you'll notice with this patch, there's basically been nothing about the White Mantle stuff yet. My guess about this patch, okay, is that it ends with a return to the White Mantle stuff. That's my guess. So I'll come clean somewhat. Between the past 2 episodes, I went and replayed this patch on Liss. Now, I stopped as soon as I got to the point that we're at on these videos, okay? So I am still blind. However, listening in Discord, I heard a bit of the chatter about what the next instances were like as people continued playing along, like Kerry kept going, playing the game. And it sounds like... And I am blind. I don't have any spoilers. I really don't have any spoilers. It sounds like there's going to be a really weird instance in a second that I'll either love or hate. I won't say how the others felt. So we'll see what this next instance is like. Then it sounds like it's going to be like a duo. Like there's a raid, a convergence, and the story. Like they triple dipped with the same thing. So we will. I think at that point we're going to climb the mountain, and that might be hit or miss. I don't know. I've had a comment from one of you guys that is quite good. I think I'll put that on screen in a second. And then it sounds like the very end of the patch has a really, really good moment that's like setting up the future. So let's jump through here. So I've got a couple of comments from the previous part. Not many. So don't you guys worry too much. We're not, you know, this isn't going to be like the last part where we have all of the patch notes. Just a couple of screenshots. Oh yeah, also I took a screenshot of this. I joined Blue Sky, what, not long ago, within the past 24 hours or something. I just joined Blue Sky. I put a little tweet out about it. If you guys are on that website, feel free to follow me there. It's weird, right? Like, so when I first started making videos and stuff, I joined Twitter. I don't really remember when I joined Twitter. I really don't remember. And I don't remember why. But I used to use it a lot. I used an app, was it an app? It was another website. I used this thing called TweetDeck, okay? And what it did was it let you cultivate different columns where you'd have different feeds. So, like, I had a feed set up with all Guild Wars 2 stuff. And then I had, like, general stuff. And then I had, like, you know, food or whatever. Just different things that you're interested in. Just like how on Reddit you can make, like, a multi-Reddit. And then you can click through them. Like, do you want to think about fish keeping and making ponds and stuff today? Then, boom, click that. Do you want to think about Guild Wars? All the Guild Wars subreddits come out. Do you want to look at, you know, porn or something? You can do that one. You can curate it, and TweetDeck used to be like that. I always used TweetDeck. In recent years, though, I've tweeted less and less. I always used to be talking about my Twitter. I used to like tweet every video that I did. I used to tweet every stream that I did. I have a bunch of contacts with different people. There are some people that I'll have conversations with used to have conversations with almost exclusively through Twitter. Even like Boots, okay? Boots I mostly speak to for years now on Discord. But Boots and I used to just communicate on Twitter all the time through Twitter DMs. So anyway, I've just slowly stopped using it. Like what, 4 years ago probably? I started using it less and less and less. And do you know what I think it is? I think it's Discord. Now that the Spud Discord exists, mostly when I want to communicate or say something quickly, I just go and post it in there. It's probably not a good idea. You know, I've been doing a thing for a long time now where I do shit that's terrible for discoverability. If you're tweeting things, it's the town square, so to speak. Anyone can see it, right? So you're communicating with your audience, but also people can retweet and so on. Like, there's a chance for outsiders to see. If all you ever do is communicate in a quiet little Discord that only people who are already watching you know about, it's not going anywhere. But that's like where I do all my announcements now on Discord. And I don't tweet for fun. I don't browse tweets. I was talking to Boots yesterday. He was talking about how he left Twitter because he was just doom scrolling on it constantly. I doom scroll on Reddit. But I just Twitter's not. I wasn't really that big of a Twitter guy, and less as the years went on. I had a look yesterday. I did one tweet last year. One tweet on like a video. I can't even remember what the video was now. And the year before that, in 2023, I did one tweet, maybe 2 tweets. 2022, I was tweeting a little bit more. But I've just slowly fallen off of it, and I think it is because of Discord. And you know, it was a real trip, guys. It was very, very, very weird for me. Looking at my Twitter, looking at all the people I follow, looking at all my DM conversations, and just saying, oh, I don't speak to this person much anymore. I don't speak to this person. It's very odd, you know. Like, you know, I talk about how I feel like time isn't moving, and I'm just like fine. And then it's like, oh my god, loads of years have passed. I really felt the years passed looking at Twitter. I was like, oh shit, yeah, that person. Oh yeah, this. Oh yeah, this. So it was a really weird moment, like a very strange period of self-reflection for me. I don't know about you guys, whether you still tweet a lot. Then there's the whole other thing as well where it became X. I think once they started changing the UI and just fucking with it a lot, I really don't think I've been interested in it at all. It was like I had my foot out the door and then it turned to X, and then I just really have been out the door. I've barely touched it. And so the other big thing, going back to TweetDeck, while I was talking about TweetDeck, they like took it away. Like if I try to use TweetDeck now, it says subscribe to Twitter Pro or X Pro or whatever, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like it's lame, man. So it's just all monetized out the ass. It's all about money now. When I log in, they're like, oh, get your green tick. Tweet for engagement, earn money through tweeting. Money, you want money, don't you? Money, 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 money. It's like the whole platform just feels really different. Like it's just about cash now. And so again, I mostly use TweetDeck. The actual website Twitter, I almost never use, and I wasn't very familiar with the UI and stuff. So without TweetDeck, I mean, it really just pushed me away from it. So I haven't used it for ages. Anyway, so the past couple of weeks, like relentlessly, I don't know about you guys, but wherever I am online, people are going on and on and on about like the new Twitter. So there's this thing called Blue Sky. It was, this is my understanding of it. I'm sure this is wrong and ignorant, and correct me if you guys like. But like, while Twitter was still Twitter, they had a team working on like a new like open source project or something. I don't know the specifics of it, but they had a team there. Then when the company got bought out and rebranded, that project got just shit canned. They just closed it off. So all those guys left, all the Twitter employees left, and just spun up their own thing and said, no, we're doing this. So, and that's what this is. It's Blue Sky. It uses like the same GUI front end and stuff, literally the same as what Twitter used to use. It's built to be exactly like Twitter, but it's entirely open source. It's very add-on based. You can customize it however the hell you like. So I thought, oh, that sounds a lot better. And it's like quite nostalgic. It's in a UI you can actually recognize and remember. And so I've known about it for a little while, but the past couple of weeks, the internet has been relentless about this. Like, I think they had like 1 million users a week and a half ago, and they're at like 13 million now. Like, there's a huge Twitter shifting going on at the moment, where it looks like, because there's been a few things like this, right? Like Zuckerberg tried Threads. Someone asked me about Mastodon as well. And I'm not the kind of person that's just going to jump ship and try 1 million different fucking social media platforms to plug my stuff. Plug. I'm not that guy, right? But this feels like it. I mean, maybe I'm just in like the Reddit echo chamber or whatever, but it feels like it's getting a huge amount of momentum, just insane. And the website is fast and it's not laggy like new Twitter is. And in theory, and I haven't actually verified this, but because it's so open, you know, no one's ever going to fuck with it in the way that it looks like Twitter's really been fucked with. And I can customize it, like really customize it, and hopefully get the TweetDeck experience back. So anyway, so all of this, I made the account. I also thought, well, if millions of people are going there, I may as well just secure the WP account on it. I don't know, maybe that's silly, maybe no one would steal it or whatever. I'm not exactly big time MMO, but, you know, I thought I'll get it, and so I have a blue sky now. All of this is to say. So if you want to follow me there, I've got a link in the description right now. Just click that, follow me, get your account if you like. You can do things. You see there's that tab there, it says starter packs. You can like bulk follow a shit ton of people all at once that are all about your interests, so you can get up and started like it's your Twitter pretty quick. So yeah, anyway, I got all of this for all of these reasons, and then I thought, do you know what? It'd be nice to start tweeting again. Why don't I do that? So I'm gonna try to be active. I'm looking at this as a new beginning for Twitter or whatever. Especially looking back at my actual Twitter and seeing like all the activity and all the shit I used to do on there, and now I'm just not doing any of it. I feel really awkward and really weird and like a bit of a failure or something for not maintaining my Twitter. It's just weird, right? Even to say that out loud is fucking ridiculous. But anyway, I thought, you know what? New beginning. Let's actually tweet. You know, like I used to tweet when I go on like a little hike here or there or whatever. So we will see. Anyway, I put a little post up. 100 people have already followed me there, which is lovely. I doubt we'll get anywhere near the thousands and thousands of people we had on my Twitter, but you know, maybe we will. And I'll try. I'm in a weird place with these videos and these streams at the moment, where I'm doing announcements really haphazardly and really shittily, and not really publicly enough because I'm doing them mostly buried in my Discord. So I'll try to use this for announcements. I don't want it just to be an announcements thing, though. I'll try and put some other tweets up. Like I tweeted about Path of Exile 2 yesterday. That Path of Exile 2 did a massive live stream thing. My enthusiasm from that game went from like a 3 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10 yesterday. Holy shit, PoE 2 looks amazing. Oh my god. So I tweeted a video that I watched about that. So I'll try to do more than just announcements and being boring. It's weird. It's like, what the fuck? What is the balance between using Discord versus platforms like this? I don't need all this social media. YouTube as well has the whole community post thing. If I put a YouTube community post up, that's essentially Twitter already. If I want to do announcements and stuff, you know, it's probably best to do that than to do it on, you know, Blue Sky, an emerging social media platform that might crumble, and this might all be a complete waste of time and look really stupid because, you know, Mastodon didn't take off, did it? I don't know. Threads did it? I don't know. Like there was a big. This made huge news. I don't really know why it made such huge news, but Stephen King left Twitter this week, and he said, "Oh, I'm going to Threads," but he's also on this website, I think. So I don't know what the fuck. This is probably too much conversation about this. But yeah, follow me on Blue Sky if you like, and we'll see whether we actually can use it. YouTube community post visibility is awful. Is it? I always assumed it was like a video. That they would just that people would just see it as a video. I've just realised I've not looked at live chat once for a second. Hello everybody. Hello Kerry. You don't see YouTube community posts on desktop, only on your mobile. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But look, what I will say is I think I've been too insular for like years now. I post to people who already know me. It's probably not a good idea, right? So I don't know. Hopefully this platform takes off and I'll use it a bit more. And yeah, I was going to mention something there, but I've completely taught myself off the topic. I can't remember what it was. Join me over on Blue Sky. Cool. Right. Let's do some comments here, and then let's jump in on the story. If we can find the right screenshot here. Oh yeah, Boots is on there as well, by the way. Here, if you search for Boots, Boots is the top one, obviously. I didn't realise this. Boots told me this yesterday. He's named after a mountain. I didn't know if he'd go with World of Enders or Boots either, by the way. But yeah, I had a little direct message convo with him. Some stuff about his kid yesterday. I don't know if you guys have been following his channel or what's going on with him, but yeah. Alright, so that's that. So, what else was I going to say / show off? Right. First comments. And there's not many, guys. They're all short, and there's only a couple of them. So don't worry, we'll be into the story real quick. It's not going to be like an hour and a half of patch notes like it was in the last part. We'll be into the story very quickly here. So, by the way, Sky Scale AFK meta working perfectly here. So there's a message from Hardy, who said, I'm not going to spoil anything or comment on the quality or the length of the story, but when you do get to the Raid Convergence story instance, take the time to look at the environment. I actually think it's some of the best visually pleasing maps they've done. I was very surprised, honestly. Maybe, and this is what I'm hoping, that Like, I always like looking at the environments in the raid maps as well. Like, the Hidden City was epic looking. Some of the rooms there. The Mystic Forge, I mean, Jesus Christ. Even just from the very opening of the Mystic Forge. The Mystic Forge is basically the most gorgeous map in the game, I think. Especially if we're comparing raid maps, right? The whole area of gold, the, like, chessboard thing where you're running along with the flaming boulders coming at you. The middle sec, the Lagos room. It's gorgeous, isn't it? So I feel like I have high hopes for this map. It's not a conventional map. It's designed to be played linearly. They can control very carefully what you see and how. It should be good. It's just like with Final Fantasy XIV. If you've been watching my Let's Play in A Realm Reborn, you're probably not going to have a great sense of this yet, because A Realm Reborn doesn't do it too well just yet. Maybe some of the later dungeons. But when they do dungeons in that game, and when they do trials, boss fights, and when they do these instances, these linear experiences, they are gorgeous. You just get so much more control, right? Open world maps are much, much, much harder to design, because they have to be used for lots of other things. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it does look good, and we'll be in there. Probably in like half an hour we'll be there. I don't know. They said mainly because there's a lot of out-of-map boundaries, landmass, and even further distant land you can see in the skybox. Brilliant. You know, places you can't go, but you can see them. The map doesn't just cut off vertically. Cut off like virtually all other maps in the game. Yeah, remember how like the Jade Sea did this? Maybe they heard my rant in one of your FF14 videos where I said how nice that was in game. Yeah, and I've talked about that a lot as well. I think that would be very, very cool. And hopefully they've managed to nail it. We'll see. And you know, it's a mountain. We're climbing up and up and up. Hopefully we get some good views at the top. Ella, we talked about Aureen's resurrection, and I said that it was... Someone accused the game of never having sophisticated storytelling, never having layered storytelling. And my argument was that there is sometimes sophisticated storytelling, there is layered storytelling. To speak nothing of the emotions of the beat, just how much folded into Aureen's resurrection with the ascension and the consumption of Palawa Joko and all of that. And I did think it was pretty good. Anyway, LLP TV says, Aureen's resurrection was set up very well, but they didn't capitalize on it. Breakneck speed forward when the best course of action would have been to stop and reflect. Milk the moment for full effect, at least for a full patch. See, I don't know whether I agree with this. In two ways. First way, I think they did milk the moment. They did it at the end of a patch. And looking back, it's very easy to say, oh, you know, if you just play Living World Season 4 now, just go through it, yes, it ends instantly. But for the incumbent player base, at the time, which is when the majority people play it, and I'm not joking about that, you know, it really is like you'll get thousands and thousands of people will play these things on release, and then it's a tiny trickle for every year afterwards, you know. For all those players, we had to wait 3 months. So that's the first thing I would argue. I would say they did, the way they didn't put it in Instance 1 and then Instance 2 she's alive. It's the final instance of the patch. I think they did milk it for the majority of the player base. And then secondarily, I don't know whether that's the right call either. So point number 2, isn't milking the moment what sucked about it for some people? Because it led people to believe she really was dead, and then the revival was like, oh, this is a betrayal, you know? If your plan is always to bring her back alive, maybe the best way to do this kind of story, and I'm not saying I know, I think that, again, this is sophisticated, this is difficult, this is tricky what they were doing with the story here. Maybe the best way here is to do it quick. Rip the band-aid off quick, because it's like, well, Jesus, we don't want people to think she's really dead. Look, guys, I'm going to be very snobby here. I think people took Aureen's death arc kind of badly due to not paying attention to the story. Like, I think anyone who came out of the Thunderhead Peak release thinking she was dead, truly dead, really dead. And that was a high-quality release, by the way, guys. Jesus Christ, think about all that Kraukatoric fighting stuff. So good. And it was really long as well. It took me like 10 hours to beat it. Anyone who came out of that patch thinking that Aureen was really dead, I think just wasn't paying attention to the story. The amount that they set up with it, and in two ways. A Watsonian way, but also, you know, it's like you've got the prophecy and you've got the Lich stuff and you've got this and that and the other thing. They had all of those setups, but even in a Doylist way, anyone can see that, you know, this has been a character for like fucking 4 years. We've raised it as a baby. There's gonna be more of a conclusion than a rug pull death like this. I mean, you could argue, no, that would be really good storytelling. Make you a dragon daddy and then kill the baby, right? Oh my god, isn't that gritty? Isn't that really amazing? Isn't that this, that, and the other thing? Yes, you could do that, and that would be a real rug pull. But again, read the room. What is this game? What is the audience for? What is the demo for this game? What is their track record for, you know, the kind of stories they go, how dark they go, how they want you to feel? They don't really want to make you feel terrible, right? They're not making that sort of art, right? So it's very, very obvious Aurene was going to come back to life. Very obvious. So I never really felt like it was much of a betrayal myself. And anyone that threw a fit when she came back to life, I sort of don't understand. You know, I don't really look them eye to eye. That's very snobby of me, but there you have it. Anyway, has absolutely nothing to do with this patch. Just something I thought would be interesting to go into. And it's not spoilery. That's the thing. I had a bunch of comments, but they were like leading into spoilery stuff, and I don't really want to go there. Narek says the story is great, especially details ArenaNet gives you at the end. Okay, because my impression right now is that maybe... and this is from listening to Kerry's playthrough here, really. It might not be great until the very end. I do hope you get this soon, so it's not a spoiler anymore. But to me, it has possibly interesting implications for the Door of Kamali. Wow. Don't know what that could mean. If Kamali is a character in this, it's going to blow my mind. If we... oh, this is one of the things I'd love from this story, to learn who or what Kamali is. Why, therefore, Guardians of Kamali? Oh my god, that could be cool. I have a feeling it's not going to be, otherwise you would have typed that word, because it would have been too spoilery, so to speak. Just a guess. But yeah, we'll get through, and we'll be well into spoiler territory very soon. And last quick little comment here from Kakachen. I have no idea if it's because it was premiered, but this live episode was recommended on my homepage today, where it still never shows me an FF14 video episode YouTube shenanigans. Oh dear. Well, yeah, I don't premiere those. I have said when I get to Heaven's Ward, I'll do premieres for all of them. I got into a weird thing with a Realm Reborn playthrough where a Realm Reborn's not that great. I was loving it, and we had a small community of people watching through it, and it was lots of fun, lots and lots of fun. But I sort of thought, I can't just randomly start doing premieres in the middle of this long story that's not that great. I'll start doing them when the story's really good, and Heaven's Ward is a great starting point for a lot of people. So, yeah. Anyway, the Guild of 2-Bit edit. My brother, average player, 9-to-5 job, wife and kid, played the patch last night and texted me after an hour and said, was that it? No map? I said there was a convergence, and to check the event timer, and he said doesn't start for ages, 9 PM. Oh well, and he logged out, and that's probably it for him playing the patch. Yeah, I mean, that might be a criticism here. What I will say, though, guys, is I don't think that's got anything to do with there being no open world map. I do believe in patches without open world maps, but Fractals have to be firing on all cylinders. The Wizard's Vault has to be firing on all cylinders. The raid that came out here has to look really tantalizing and interesting to get into. The legendary that they release has to not only look cool, but they need to like transition players into working on it very smoothly and very obviously. Because this is something I'm going to start here today. We're going to finish the story, and what I'm hoping is immediately it throws in my face, here's the legendary, here's how to do it. If it's like some hidden wiki shit where I have to go out of my way to research how to begin it, I think that's not so good. I think it's the game's duty to push people into these things where they'll end up playing a lot, you know, make it very obvious and very easy to start this stuff off. The Mystic Forge key is kind of a good example of that. So yeah, I don't know. I think, and when I say these things need to be firing on all cylinders, I mean the formats need to be fun for veterans and new players, and there need to be good rewards for them. So, you know, I wouldn't blame this particular patch on your friend logging out and leaving, your brother, sorry, or whoever, logging out and leaving for good. I would blame the other areas of the game, or I would rather talk about the other areas of the game. So there you go. All right, so that's it, guys. Let's continue the story now. And let's do a quick recap, I guess, actually. So, trial and error. So that was technically all Chapter 1, right? All of those instances. That's brilliant. There I was as a cynic, thinking it would be like less than 1 per chapter, but no. Oh. There was something in the patch notes, but I don't know if it's mentioned in the game. See, that's just, it's not good. You know, I integrated the patch notes into this LP or whatever. A lot of people just, they're not engaged in with the game on that level. I don't know. I'll put the patch notes in game. Find a way to have the patch notes in game then. Right, I'm not going to read all of it. Let's see here. Faraz's hypothesis was proved to be accurate. The Titan spawn was easy to fail outside. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about this. When I replayed this with Kerry on Liss, right? The instance that we did here on the last part. What's everyone's thoughts on this? I'm asking the live chat and the YouTube comments here. Right, we did this instance where you start here and you come down here or something, right? And remember you come out onto this hill and she starts saying, him. I've been hunting him. He's dangerous. He's this. And I was like, who's him? What's going on? Who's him? And I was like looking around. And I reread the NPC dialogue because I didn't know if I'd missed a line or something. And I hadn't. She was just saying him. And then she talked about like a really big Titan. And there's some other stuff, and then we fought a tiny little boss, and there was an achievement to kill the boss in less than 2.5 minutes. What is that? That's 150 seconds. And we killed it in like 10 seconds, right? And it was like, why is that an achievement? That's insane. Is it just me, guys? But we had like this theory when we were playing this yesterday. Isn't that bugged? Doesn't it feel like that instance that was supposed to be a big Titan? Like a big bot. I wouldn't even use the word bug, actually. It just looks like it's like half implemented. Am I crazy? Has anybody done the playthrough or remember this clearly enough? Maybe you've done 2 playthroughs. It feels like it needs to be a giant Titan, or it's like we're supposed to crest the hill, see a big Titan, and then it wanders off and we follow it and then we hunt it or something. Really, like when I was replaying that, it was very obvious to me that it's like, oh, this is not right. It's the small little dude because there's no storm. Then I started thinking him was Ura. Yeah, you had to get on the Sky Scale to look around from him. Yeah. It was such a weird moment. You were surprised it wasn't even a champion? Yeah, I think number 1, the model was too small. But number 2, just it felt like there was going to be a boss fight there, and then there wasn't a boss fight. It was just a regular mob, right? Yes, okay, Elo Killer. That's what name should I give you there? One of the other people I was playing with says she said there was the size of Ura in the dialogue, but she wasn't the size of Ura. Okay, right. It wasn't just us. Good. There are other people in the chat saying. So I don't know. That seems like an unfortunate bit of the patch. A bit of a blemish on the patch there, really. And I don't like seeing stuff like that because the whole point of this new format and stuff is so that they get time. You know, they're not crunched, yet there can be quality. And here it feels like that instance just like, I don't know. Felt like a weird one. And I didn't really criticize it or like reflect on it in any way when we played it in the last episode, so I'll do that here. Anyway, yeah. Right, let's just continue on with the story thing here. And who knows, this might refer to it here a bit. Farrell's hypothesis was proved to be accurate. The Titan spawn was easier to fell outside of the mist tides. So with no storms, the Titans are weaker, I guess. And these storms are unnatural. So my theory right now is maybe like Dada at Bavanisos is summoning the storms. You know, it's weird, isn't it? If I don't know how we're gonna combine the White Mantle plot and the Massart plot with the Titans here. I really love the idea though that we're gonna find Massart that are manipulating Titans because they're like their mortal enemies, right? So it'd be cool to discover that like Dada or someone has or isn't there an idea of another major Massart character in Bavanisos right now that maybe they found a way to fuck with the Titans and it's like a switcheroo or something? Anyway, so I feel like there was that line of dialogue before where Waiting Sorry said to Isgar, see, the storms are weird, they're not natural, but also separate from the Titans, so I don't know, maybe that's what's going on. Anyway, it was easier to fail outside of the tides, and because of that, we formed a plan of action. The day after tomorrow, the storms are predicted to clear the brief window of the time, and that's when we will stage our attack against Greer, Decima, and Ura. So we're going to climb the mountain when the storms go away. With the plan of action devised, I took a portal out of Mooncamp to inform the Astral Ward of our intentions. But upon my arrival at the Wizard's Tower, I found its residents had given the War Room a wide berth. Yeah, this was weird as well. I didn't really reflect on that. But, you know, when we went to the Wizard's Tower in the last part, the commander immediately said, where is everyone? Do you guys remember that? They were like, where is everyone? And that is weird. What happened? But I guess in the story journal, they're suggesting it's because of the arguing. Everyone's just sort of got away because, oh, mummy and daddy are fighting kind of thing. Which again feels vaguely ticky-tacky, but whatever. My confusion's quickly cleared as I approached its closed doors, hearing muffled bickering just behind it. I knocked and was eagerly let in by Dagda to find Isgaran and Waiting Sorrow in the midst of a heated argument. Dagda, at her wit's end, encouraged me to intervene in the hopes of distracting the two from their squabble. And yeah, Dagda and Waiting Sorrow's voices are very crunchy this patch. I had a comment or two about that as well on the last part. Like with the mic speaking, I don't know, but that was one of those moments, wasn't it? I debriefed the room on our discoveries via Farah's research and announced the plans for the Titan battle ahead. Isgaran hurried off to tell the ward of these plans. So there was a little beat there where Isgaran's like, yeah, I already know about the storms. And one of you guys in the comments was very unhappy with that. Like he always knows, but he's not letting us in on the details. I don't know whether that's how I feel about it, but yeah. While Waiting Sorrow sought to return to Harvest End to help her bearkin prepare. So Waiting Sorrow is going to be here in a second. Unable to be deterred, Dagda insisted on joining her friend and former mentor in the village. Aha, so this is Dagda's first visit here, right? Because Dagda wasn't in the base, it's back here. While the battle ahead is a grave endeavour, I believe, uniting to achieve a common goal will do some good in mending the broken bonds between Isgaran and Waiting Sorrow. But perhaps that's just optimistic thinking. Well, it depends how they treat each other, I guess, right? Or rather, how they treat him. I'm still very much on his side here. I don't see him being as angry as everyone says he's being. Alright, here we go. Greet poised arrow. Hello, Pokey. Oh, the other thing I wanted to do, guys, was I wanted to get more Astral Acclaim to buy the rest of the Rotstalk outfit. I thought it'd be really cool to wear the full Rotstalker set here. But I just can't. I've already done the weekly. The dailies only give me so much. I mean, I could have got another 100 and picked up one piece. But, yeah. So, maybe on the next one, though. Because I think we'll do one more episode with the conversions and stuff. Hopefully I can get to it at that point. When does weekly reset exactly? Let's see. 4 hours for daily. 2 days. Maybe. It might have reset.
Oh, Wayfinder.
Hello.
I see you got Pa's invitation. Between us, he gets a bit sappy about that sort of thing. Though, I suppose the Battle's Eve feast isn't exactly a joyous occasion. More of a precautionary goodbye. But, dwell we shan't. Still plenty of fun to be had. Although your Alliance pals look to be having none of it.
Oh, aside from me, Keith, and aside from me, Keith and Malice, they don't know the Lowlanders very well yet.
Shall I introduce
I forgot
them?
I'm voicing it.
Pressure them to mingle. If all else fails, some honey wine should do the trick.
Appreciated, but you just enjoy the festivities. I'll see if I can loosen them up. All right, and off he goes. Sorry, in the chat here, change your duck to the true best Guild Wars 2 characters you had. Oh, my mini? Oh, no, but I like the mini duckling. The mini duckling's awesome. Look at that thing. It's been climbing around on the tables and stuff. No way. And it's part of this expansion. I'll either use the duck or the bee. Oh, shit. Look, everyone's here. Whoa, Jenna's here. Oh, my God. You know what? People were saying Jenna's voice is missing. I was sure it was going to be a Lion's Arch instance. I didn't think she'd be here. Okay, so we got Jenna, Anise, Keith, Malice, Dagda, some ladies from the Shining Blade. Seems like you don't know what to do with yourselves. After decades of leaving bonds with the Lowlanders untended, it appears I have my work cut out for me. Of course, the humans, yeah.
This place is a bit rougher around the edges than Her Majesty's royal court. Although, I don't mind the change of pace.
The Lowlanders may look intimidating, but appearances can be deceiving. And they could say the same about some of us.
I wouldn't characterize it that way.
Okay. How about I introduce you to a few of the council members? Might help break the ice. I quite like that grumbling from Isgar in there. That one was good. He's obnoxious there, but in quite an entertaining way. I like how they didn't even subtitle it, actually. Yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah. Her dad, what did they call him? Dylan or something? We finally got the name of the king, didn't we? Dylan, I think it was. He had basically, like, severed ties, stopped talking to them, even though they're on each other's doorsteps, essentially. So she's rebuilding, and they kind of suggested, I felt like they was going to build up something big about it, something good about it. Now, is Dagonet the firstborn that's usually in the Royal Promenade in Divinity's Reach? So this would be like the Sylvari firstborn getting a look in here? It doesn't actually say anything. That's a shame. Why is Dagonet here if he's not speaking? Well, there's Anise. Hello, Jenna. For starters, Queen Jenna, there's someone you might like to meet. Oh. And Fading Aurora is the name we'll be sticking with, correct? Ah, I suppose Anise was present for the grand reveal. Based on Anise's recollection, grand is certainly one way of putting it. Wait, was Anise there? Eh? Anise was there for Waiting Sorrow's reveal? You mean the scene where she cast the mark on the ground? And I was remarking it looked like the Eye of Janthea and not thinking about the fact that it was a bearkin that knew magic really well. When the hell was the reveal? Oh, no, sorry. They're talking about the final instance of the base game. They're talking about when you go to the Wizard's Tower at the very end of the base game and Anise comes with you. And you remember you speak to her and it's like, oh, it's weird to see you here, but in another way it makes total sense. I remember now. Okay. Yeah, so Waiting Sorrow's reveal is in just going back to Isgarin. After all those years. Oh, none of them talk to me. There's literally no dialogue. But I've noticed a couple of them have the speech bubble on the mouse, which makes me think that later they'll open up, just like we saw at the Priory instance before. All right, what we got over here? Introduce my allies to the Lowland Council. Introduce Queen Jenna to Fading Aurora. Well, I guess we'll do this here. It's funny, in the objective they say Fading Aurora, and here they're saying it's Waiting Sorrow. Aurora, I'd like you to meet a colleague and friend of mine, Queen Jenna.
Well, this is an honor.
Likewise, Fading Aurora, I've heard much about the town's healing master, all of it impressive. Oh, wow, that was illuminating, wasn't it? Okay. What do they have to communicate about? Well, we'll get those together. Oh, I see what we're doing. We're going to get... Now we're going to get Dagonet to go speak to someone, and then we're going to get Anise to go speak to someone. Or Dagda, maybe. Dagonet, I know someone you'll have plenty to chat about with. Seriously, what would those two over there talk about?
I'm eager to make their acquaintance.
Okay. Do you want to go to the beekeeping people? No, who does he want to speak to? Soaring Crest. That's the agriculture master, sure, but I don't remember anything specific about what Soaring Crest did in the story. Dagonet meets Soaring Crest, agriculture master, expert in Janthea's ecosystem and plant life. Yeah, we're dispensing with the girly voice.
I've still much to learn of your people.
Then we're one and the same. Let's fix that.
I guess agriculture master plus Sylvari, you know, nature, growth. Knowing about gardening, living things, plants. This all makes sense, I guess. Anise. And finally, Anise. I know just the person for you. Who the hell would she speak to?
About time. The suspense was killing me.
Oh, God, this is weird. It's like a university icebreaker or something, isn't it? Barbed Veil. I guess. Countess meet Barbed Veil. Spearmaster. I pity any who find themselves on the wrong end of her spear.
Are you speaking from experience, Commander?
The sparring match is soon to start. Who dares face our Spearmaster in this test of might?
How about you? Think you could take Barbed Veil one-on-one?
Apologies. The eve before battle leaves them restless, sparks nerves. They hide them with spears and boasting.
I don't know that I'd be the best sparring partner, but I think I have just the match. Commander.
You show them, Commander.
Thank you, Keith. Listening from all the way over there. Okay, what's this sparring going to be like? Barbed Veil, ready, Wayfinder? No. Where are you? I'm not ready. Oh, wait. Yeah, oh, you're over there. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm ready. Don't go in easy on me, yeah? I'm leaving the mission area. Hey? Oh, nice. We get some crowd sounds.
Yeah, Bill!
Try and break the bar. Oh my god, he's got stabbed, so I can't break the bar. That's cool. That happens so rarely, you know.
That's exceptional,
What?
Wayfinder. You face me one-on-one and live to boast. You've earned that right, and my respect. The strangers should fear the fate that tomorrow promises them.
Deft work out there, Wayfinder. Nothing like sparring to shake the pre-battle jitters. Me? Well, I'd rather dance them away. The eve of battle always wreaks havoc on my nerves.
Well, battle is plenty cause for nervousness. If you stop feeling nervous, that's when you should be concerned.
Wise you are, Wayfinder. Speaking of calming the nerves, the Rite of the Warrior dance is starting up. Join the dance circle. Make the others jealous with your swan-like moves.
The Rite of the Warrior dance commences. Who shall be first to thaw our dance circle? Perhaps a visitor. Wayfinder, you impress us with your sparring moves. Have you the dance moves to match?
You bet the Wayfinder does. Don't fret. I'll join you.
Why would I fret? I did this in the open world, right? Oh god, it's the same music and everything. This is just like the event that happens in the town. Kerry, it's not a beer, it's a Fanta. Come on. There's a funny achievement here? What's the achievement? Okay, perform different dances to encourage others to join. Oh, I get the skills. Okay. Yeah, this is...
Fan our flames. Think of them as a warrior's life fire burning bright, in battle and in peace.
This is just like the event, except we've got confetti exploding off of us as well.
That's it! A dance on battle's eve loosens muscles and inhibitions. A fine tradition.
Oh no, we don't have confetti with all of them. So did we only have confetti with the 6 out in the open world as well? This is my favourite one.
Near. Whether you set off to battle or stay back to hold down the fort, we dance in camaraderie. Yes, fear not tomorrow, no. Hold dear tonight. Dance, dance! What a crowd! Let Ashmakers tell of this battle's eve for ages to come. Thank you all.
Alright. Well, what does this guy think of this? He's not dancing, he's just standing there. I really thought I'd be able to speak, but no, I guess not. Oh, Jenna's dancing. That's rare, isn't it? Actually, to have Jenna dance and see like her dress spin and stuff, because you can't wear that dress, right, in the game. Oh, now she's just cheering. I love that I put this demon thing from Nyos right next to her. Kate's not dancing. In fact, none of the main characters are dancing except her. That's quite sweet. Alright, let's go find Stoic Order, who has not been a part of the festivities, it seems. Just admit you want to kiss his Garen. Alright, I admit it, okay?
Gathered here we are to remember. No. Makes it sound like a funeral pyre. Wayfinder.
Dad, appreciate what your message, whatever wording you settle on. We got our resident slow speaker here.
Your assurance is appreciated. Although, I wish the message were one I needn't deliver.
I understand.
Never gets easier. Although, truth be told, I wouldn't want it to. I've some prepared remarks. Keep them brief, I shall, lest the rumble of your stomachs drown out my words. But first, I shall offer the floor to our visitors. If you've your own words to air, please, come forth.
I didn't come with a prepared speech, but as the leader of the Astral Ward, and a vanguard of the Tyrian Alliance.
Huh. Now he's a vanguard? What happened to the triviality of Tyrian politics?
I'm sure the muse will
That one's
strike.
probably fair.
The foes before us may seem marvels, born of worlds unknown. Let me assure you, they are nothing new. Past millennia watched the Titans rise to power, only to be buried by history's indifferent debris. Tomorrow, we shall damn them to that same insignificant fate. Will they appear again in a future distant from our own? Who knows? Instead, we must remember life's true constant. The struggle for survival. Incessant, ruthless, natural. It is that very force your tribe reveres that powers life. So fear not these crude beasts. No. Fear repose. Fear a life so catatonic it makes risking death feel like living. I find it all rather freeing. Don't you?
For a minute there, I thought he had it. But then he kept talking.
I relate to that.
Still not the worst pep talk he's given.
Our guest speech may seem disquieting, as is war, a thief of solace, and most cruelly, hope. Far too many of us know this firsthand. So I share with you a poem from moons long
Oh, I hate that I can't pause this damn game.
See
I want to
me
speak.
to brighter shores. May it do you that same kindness.
All right, let's see the poem.
As we march toward peril's hearth, our kinfolk at our sides, each step, perhaps, could be our last or first toward kinder skies. Our spears will dawn and fight till dawn to guard the grounds we've stood, but won't have won till battle's done, and stays that way for good, and stays that way for good. That sentiment I find freeing. Until we see such times, we march, bear kin and allied friends, to guard our grounds against a foe most wicked. What they have in strength, they lack in respect for one another. We have both, and some damn good spears.
Alright, I'm still not going to speak just yet because they're all going to be scripted to run around and move and they might immediately start speaking again. Barbed veil back there going the other direction. Okay, off they all go. It's weird. So this is kind of like a pre-battle... Oh, but maybe actually we have a green circle there, so maybe if we stay away, we can talk. A pre-battle amp-up kind of celebration, which is sort of different to what how it usually goes in this game, which is you get like a party celebration afterwards. Alright, okay, so first of all, I guess we'll just talk about Stoic Elder. It's a nice poem, I guess. In chat, someone's saying the VO, removes musicality from the poem. I don't know, I feel like it's meant to be spoken and slow. You know, you can hear the rhyming couplets, just about. Sides, skies. I mean, it's more Stoic Elder slowness. Let's get to the Asgaran bit. I don't know when he became a rambler. So, look, there's one other thing. We've talked so much about Asgaran. I'm not going to talk about him for ages and ages and ages here. But, however, I've expressed that I'm not very happy with how they were handling him. He was such a captivating and cool character in the last expansion. And in this expansion, and for want of a better phrase, they have a very clear agenda that they don't really want us to like him very much, or most of the characters don't like him. Now, that's either in service of you know, just as flat as possible. You're not really meant to like this guy. He's going to be a villain ultimately, which is incredibly like shallow and whatever, and it's not very interesting from a storytelling perspective to me. You know, because I'm not a teenager, basically. However, if they're dragging him through the mud, so to speak, via all the other characters, in order to sort of turn it around at the end and vindicate him, if this is a story of him being vindicated in some way, I think it's actually really cool, and by the end of this, I'll be quite happy with it. To a certain degree, what I'm saying right now is the same thing we were talking about with Paitha, right? The Paitha story could have ended very, very, very cool, and I could have endured all the entire thing, really, and thought it was very fun if, in the end, she ended up stabbing us in the back. I think it would have been really excellent if everyone had been duped, basically, and all the characters were acting one way and were about to be humbled for it, and then Paitha, you know, twirls her mustache in some way. That didn't happen with Paitha in the end, and it really solidified Secrets of the Obscure as an absolutely terrible period as far as the storytelling was concerned. The post-patches stuff, anyway. You know, the world building and stuff was all very good. Still, let me just be clear, you know, there's pros and cons with it all. Anyway, so Isgaren's kind of falling into the same trap in a way. You know, a part of me, I'm like, look, they very clearly don't want you to like him, or they're just, like, snipping at him in every way possible. And they're just constructing new things about him. This thing with him being a rambler, I don't know. What about you guys? Tell me in chat, have you ever detected him before now? That being one of his characterizations? That he talks too much? That he drifts from the point, or whatever? That he bores people at speeches? That's not who he is. He's always sequestered, usually, right? On his own. Very short, very snippy. Cold. Coldness is what defined him, to me, more than anything else. So, we've talked about Isgaren a lot over this Let's Play, and one of the common things I've seen people respond with is, well, hey, WP, you barely know Isgaren. And this is a fair point, right? Like, how much time have we really spent with him? You might have had an impression of him from Secrets of the Obscure, and the argument is it's totally okay for the writers now that you're spending more time with him, to realise, oh, he's really not all that, you know. And we all have experience of that in our lives, you know. Someone comes across as very smart, or very sage, or very this or that, you know, and then the more you get to know them, you're like, oh, actually, you're just speaking drivel. This channel in a nutshell. Right, so we're just getting to know Isgaren, right? And we're realizing that he's a rambler now. And again, you can justify it that way if you like. I still don't know whether I think that saves it, though. All I can think all the time is as a player, I was really captivated by a certain character, and they're taking that character away by introducing all these things to kind of bag on him. That's how I felt when I was watching that. But I will say, this little nitpick, it's just a series of nitpicks, right? Isgaren, that's what it is. And so this first nitpick where he comes in all grandiose and he says he's a vanguard of the Tyrian Alliance, ... Again, this is ego, this is arrogance, this is... And then Countess Anise like says, what happened to triviality of Tyrian politics? This one's alright, right? Like, I feel like that's earned enough. That feels in line with Secrets of the Obscure enough. And feels kind of natural. This is one of the only nitpicks that feels really organic to me, and I think that's okay. I mean, it's still a part of this overall ambition to sap him of X, Y, and Z, but which I'm not really on board with. But, you know, they did okay with that one. Anyway, the rambling thing, that just feels like that comes out of nowhere for me. It's like, how else can we make people dislike him? Well, let's have him really drag down the vibe at a party. Right? So there you go. And then Stoic Order tells a poem. I mean, look, Stoic Order speaks slow. What else is there to say? He's Paitha 2.0. They're both Paitha 2.0 in their own sweet, satisfying little ways. Okay, team, we ready?
That was a very compelling speech, Elder.
Oh yeah, of course, because we got a lot of love Alder's one, right?
To come together at the last moment.
Yeah, we got to love Alder's one, but not Isgaren's.
Tomorrow comes too soon.
We've prepared, tested our plan of attack, celebrated the many reasons for living. It's time.
Suppose it is, Wayfinder. But for now, the eve is young, and the festivities beckon. I do advise you all to get a good night's rest. Tomorrow we rise.
Yeah, there's nothing like getting really drunk and hungover before a big battle, right? We don't need to be in peak fighting. Well, maybe they're not drinking, right? Maybe this is like a kids' party, you know, with a lot of adults standing around being like, not sure what I'm doing here. All right, cool. We get a mastery point. That's how easy it is. If only Secrets of the Obscure were the same. By the way, this XP boost is mental. Look at how much mastery progress I've made on this already. And it took me how long to max out in Anios? Jesus. I did like 1 convergence yesterday, maybe 2. Oh my god, I nearly left the instance, but there is a bit of extra dialogue. Let's see what they got here for us, shall we? Oh my god, upstairs? Here we go. In terms of quantity, I'm alright with this patch.
A perfect spot. You'll never find us up here. Now, tell me more about them.
For starters,
well, I'm
thankful they still want anything to do with me. I've put them through enough for a lifetime.
Well, good to get your baggage out of the way early.
Who's she talking about?
Aldiz doing the best he can, given the situation. He's opening up again, slowly. Patience is the least I can give him. And I'm downright impressed with Boki. He's been through so much. But instead of running, he faces things head on. I could learn from him. My legacy is running from things I need to face.
There's far more to your legacy than that. After his ascension, I became fast friends with Lear, a son of Deldrimor. He reminds me so much of you. His views on magic, the dualities of creation and destruction, and logic and emotion. I spoke of you often to him, shared your writings, and he eventually came to form the Bastion of Balance in your memory. It was then that I finally accepted that, even though you were gone, your teachings would live on. Forgive me if I overshared with him. With you gone, I feared the worst. I guess it was a way to feel close to you again.
I abandon you, and you honor me. I don't deserve you.
But now you're here, and I am more whole for it, my dearest friend.
I've been talking to Kerry about Veilguard a lot at the moment, because I'm doing this Dragon Age Origins playthrough again. For what it's worth, I've finished Lothering now. Lothering. I'm at the camp after Lothering. I think that's how we pronounce it. And I'm really enjoying it. And Origins is so different to Veilguard. It's unreal. And one of the big things we keep talking about is that Veilguard, everyone's just so friendly. Like, my team in Origins, they are constantly snipping at each other. They're like nasty people. They don't really get along, and they're so entertaining because they don't really get along, because they have so many conflicts. It's so cool. There's such an interesting tension to every scene. The characters are fun to be around because, you know, you're not in a happy place in that game in any. But in Veilguard, like, all of that's gone. Everyone's just friendly and happy and lovey-dovey, and it's boring. It's boring, and that's how I felt watching this. It's boring seeing these two get on. Why is Dagda so forgiving of Waiting Sorrow? ArenaNet really need to flesh out Waiting Sorrow's act of abandoning them and why she did it in such a slapdash, such a cruel way, such a quick way out of nowhere. Why she didn't come back so early. You know, she says that I abandoned you. I don't deserve you. What, is that it? That's her absolution? That's enough now, is it? And we're just gonna go fucking slobbering all over it. It really annoys me. I don't know why. Why does it feel like the writing has to be about, like, happy families? I don't know, man. Sorry, I thought that was a little bit boring. It's nice to have a retrospective over Secrets of the Obscure, though. And, you know, the actual history of the ward in Waiting Sorrow's absence. Sorry, I'm just going to say this in a turn of phrase. Dagda comes across as a complete mug to me in that. Like, being so devoted and obsessed and so nice speaking. Giving, Lear, like, a rosy portrayal of Waiting Sorrow. in her absence and all that. I don't know. I feel like I'm just not on board with it because I haven't been given any real details. The specific details I've given do not paint Waiting Sorrow in a very nice light, and I'm being asked to just accept that it was fine. Anyway, so here's these two.
Oh, Ma's arrow. Thought she took it with her.
As did I. You know, one reason holding this feast was so important to me is that I couldn't give your Ma a proper send-off. I never even got the chance to tell her goodbye. And damned if I was going to let that happen again.
Pa.
Your Ma's intent was always to make you this arrow's keeper. She had wanted to wait till you were grown. And grown you have. From a cub adrift in daydreams to a warrior who's braved life's cruel realities. Far too soon. Wear this as a reminder that your Ma and I are forever at your heart. Soar, my arrow.
Oh, even that's poetic. Oh. See, this is more of what I was just saying. Maybe I'd buy it a little bit more with these two because there's not this weird black cloud over the circumstances of their relationship. It's a father and son. What more is there to it here than that, really? And, you know, they've both known pain and loss and stuff. So it's fine. Yeah, I was told that someone on Reddit said this like made them cry, this scene. Again, that's one of those things. I can't say this really got me in the emotions that much, but yeah, it's not sure what else I'd hear these two talking about, so yeah, it's nice. Not every single scene needs an essay's worth of reflection, right? You just hate Stoic. I don't know why you hate Stoic. There's nothing wrong with him. He just speaks a little bit slow. I think he's fine. He's one of my preferred characters in this whole expansion. I quite like Stoic. Oh, and here we go, the big man. Oh shit, Malice is dancing now. Oh, they all are now. Anise is not Kaith. That's a nice little detail. Nor Dagonet. Wow. Are the Sylvari just sour here? Or maybe the Sylvari don't have the specific animations? Oh, I doubt it's that, isn't it? Oh god, I feel like there's a lot going on in chat here. Darakan upgraded to full membership. Thank you, Darakan. Oh my god. Listen, my plan is, as far as full membership on YouTube is concerned, and Patreon too, the playlists I make, I'm going to try to have members' videos in all of them. So there's already 4 of them for the A Realm Reborn playthrough, and I'm going to keep that up. As long as the playlist is long, I'll see what I can do with that. And I'm actually planning on going back to some of my old Let's Plays and old playlists and adding stuff in for that as well. So hopefully that'll be fun. Dagda is much older than Sorrow, right? I kind of feel like she needs to feel like a mother to Sorrow. Yeah, look, I'm fine with it. Only if they expand it a bit more. You know, if we're saying that Dagda's biased, Dagda's naive, Dagda's this or that or the other thing, then talk to me about that. Don't make me assume that. You know, I don't want to be in this place where it's like I'm making justifications for the story. The story needs to make those justifications to me. I don't need to imagine those and backport them, right? I feel like that's not satisfying as the player there, as the reader, as the enjoyer of the story. I don't like having to feeling like I'm filling the holes myself. There are many ways in which I can imagine that's a really cool story. I love the idea that, yeah, it's that Dagda's just obsessed and has got blinkers on and all of that. But they're not talking about any of that. And it makes me think that there's an assumed default position I should be in, which I'm not in. And then I feel kind of alienated by it, and I don't know. It's just something a bit iffy about the whole Waiting Sorrow thing, where I feel like they wrote a really cool, nuanced story, but they're presenting it to me in a way where it's just like, oh no, she's just... Like, and the one guy that stands against this thing, and that we might be able to, you know, get some cool conversation out of, i.e. the current argument between Waiting Sorrow and Isgarin about the abandonment. You know, they don't give him any real arguments to make, and he's currently in a place where, quite clearly, I think we're not supposed to like the character very much. So it's weird for me, these scenes. I don't know whether many of them are hitting. All right, here we go. So Isgarin, what do you think here? What are the odds? Okay, I'm going to do a poll, guys. How do I do this? Engage with your audience. Not a poll. A Q&A. No, it is a poll. Will is Garen. Garen. You're going to have to look over at chat for this, guys. Be a dick in some way. Drop an interesting point. Lore bomb. All right. So which of the two are we going to get? With this is Garen conversation. Is he going to be a dick in some way? And it's going to be like, you know, oh, fuck this guy. Or is... Oh, by the way, you can't vote if you've already played the patch. Oh, dear. Oh, no, it's nearly 50-50. Drop an interesting point lore. Oh, I should have done another thing. I should have said both, because it could be both, couldn't it? Ooh, it's 50-50. That's crazy. I should have had both. Yeah, but that's cheating, guys, if you know it already. All right, let's see. Let's see what he says. Don't tell me you're afraid of the to dances, Garen. Stick in the mud.
Huh. I just find no comfort in the senseless flailing of
blatantly
limbs.
Lying. Caring too much about his image. I know, you need a partner.
I'll pass. I'm flattered. Truly. But I can partake from here while remaining still and dignified.
Oh, how rude of me. The Seers just didn't have dancing, did they? It's just, I always thought you were the graceful sort. Maybe the Seers did have dancing?
Well, of course we had dancing. It's not like it's chronomancy. You just set your feet, sway your hips in time to the
Oh, I love this. This is good. I like this one.
I know what you're trying to do, and it won't work.
All right. All right, you win. Honestly, I wish my Bon was here. Oh, my God. Anise tells me he was the life of the party. A lot of this comes down to however the commander voice acts this, right?
He was a patron of many festivities over the years. A shame you only knew him in his direst moments.
One dance, then, for my Bon? Do we actually dance with him?
Fine.
Oh, nice.
I will humor your childish whims. And then you will leave me be.
Dude, no, I like this. I don't care about the naysayers on this. I like this. This one's silly, but, you know, you get a bit more harmless time with him. Do I actually dance to get an achievement? Oh, what is this? Participate in the dancing one more time before leaving. Oh, you mean with the skills? Okay. I think that's fine, guys. I like that bit. And I don't think he was a dick either there, really. That's like perfect Isgaran. Look, I'm not saying Isgaran's a nice person. He is a bit conceited, and he, you know, there were ugly bits about him. And I like to, you know, relish in those. I think that was fine. I like that bit at the end. And yeah, we got a little bit about Seer culture there, a little bit. The comparison to Chronomancy was quite cool. Actually giving, you know, a lot of players are like, I miss my Bon. And giving them a moment to speak about that's quite cool there as well. I actually think disproportionately people miss Mabon. Mabon was barely in it, guys. He's in like 3 instances. That's it. Even him saying, oh, humour your childish whims. Yeah, he's a dick there. But that's the good kind of dickish, you know? That's good. I like that bit. All right, wow. And I'm also impressed that, again, there was a good amount to do in this instance. Okay, in terms of length and stuff to play, this has gone way blown my expectations out of the water. It's been much better than I thought it would be. So good. All right, meet your allies in the foothills of Mount Blarior. Right, so Blarior Peak. So this is the raid entrance and the story entrance. I heard. Okay, can I get some clarification in chat, guys? Is the Convergence a single boss, or is it the full mountain climb? What is the difference between each thing? Kerry told me that the raid, the story is basically the same as the raid, except without trash mobs. But I still don't know about the Convergence, because I thought I heard from someone in chat the other day that the Convergence is just a single boss. So I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll play it as we go along. Check the achievement, show me those moves. Is that one I just got? No, sweet moves that you have. Show me those moves. Oh, no, I got it, somehow. If he didn't help with the Elder Dragons, do you really think he's going to join the dance circle? See, again, this is probably just because I'm playing Dragon Age at the moment. This is one of those things where I feel like it would be quite cool to convince him to go and dance, you know, if there was actually a bit of a dialogue tree. I did a bit in Dragon Age. I don't know how you guys remember, how well you guys remember that game, because, you know, it's over 10 years old now. But I met, like, this guy in a cage, like this weird, strange guy. Very black and white. Very little time for conversation. He's in a cage. Apparently he's murdered, like, this whole family. And you can, like, try to break him out of the cage. And have him join your party to fight the Darkspawn with you. And anyway, in order to do that, I had to do, like, quite a long conversation with the woman who has his key. And I failed, like, so many persuasion checks. It's unreal. I kept failing and failing and failing and failing until in the end I just had to straight up threaten to kill her. And she was like, okay, fine, take the key. It was like a whole process. And then finally I get this guy out of the cage. And he won't even talk to me. He's not even that nice. Man, all those party members I've had so far are just so full of character. It's crazy. Anyway. And I cannot help but keep comparing that to launch Guild Wars 2 when I play that game. Because there's so many things similar about it. It's unreal. But yeah, alright. Blarior Peak. Let's get in, I guess. Sten, that's it, yeah. And his race is a Canary. Canary, is that what he is? The lore of the raid is confusing timeline-wise, but we'll see how WP reacts to it eventually. Ooh. Convergence is basically the instance meta event. You have some events all over first, and then the boss. But I thought there's 3 bosses in this. Well, here we go. I hope it's a fixed day-night cycle as well. Mount Blarior Peak. Mount Blarior. Here we go. This probably should have been the thumbnail image I used. I actually reused the thumbnail to... Oh! The depth of field looks really good! Holy shit! Sorry, the depth blur. Yeah, it does. Oh my god. I've never seen it look that strong in this game. Never. Oh my god. Do you know what this brings me to mind of? Do you remember one of the first concept art pieces that they presented of Janthir Wilds? It was that giant mountain with a mountain-sized titan on it. Do you remember that massive titan on the sweeping foothills? This is it. Look, I mean, look at it. We're kind of looking at it now. I'm hoping to God that Ura, who I'm pretty sure is at the end of this. In fact, no, I do know. I know that Ura is in this, guys. Just to be clear. Oh, I was going to mention that at the start of this episode. I said I was going to come clean. Ura is here. My hope is that Ura would be, you know, the mountain, the size of the island, the whatever. That's my raw opinion that I had as of the last episode. So yeah, but I do think that the environment looks good. I do agree with the comment from before. It's not bad, is it? And immediately it also feels a little bit like the Icebrood Saga with the tank thing. I saw the image. Well, yeah, I did tweet. Do I still call it tweeting if it's Blue Sky? Oh, no, I didn't tweet. I did a YouTube community post of the weird thing. Like, I've seen Ura's outline. Sorry, I'm missing chat here. What's going on? Morrigan and her boobs got a kick out of him threatening her. Yeah, Morrigan is... I cannot believe... Wow. I know my question was already answered by someone in chat. Just desperately trying to let you know that I really enjoyed the audiobook you recorded. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much, Anna. That's lovely of you. Did you drop a comment on that yesterday and get through the whole book in one day? I had a comment on, like, episode 1 of that just the other day where someone said, oh my god, how didn't I know this existed? It's funny, I was going to do a let's read of the next book, but the more time passes, the more I'm like, maybe I should just do it as a regular audiobook. You want an instance roller beetle adventure in this map? That would be cool. What do you think of this line in the Char blog? What is the source of the searing magic Titans used? Now, when you say Char blog, do you mean pre-release race lore? Here's the quote. With a magic item known as the Cauldron of Cataclysm, the shamans called forth the magic of the Titans and performed the ritual of the searing. It said that the cauldron's magic was older than the char, older even than recorded history, and forged by ancient entities fallen into sleep and quiescence. Well, the classic take on that line was that the cauldron... Okay. I can't remember what order all the information came out in. But that thing about them falling to sleep and quiescence, I think it's Eye of the North detail. So I think the classic interpretation of that for years, specifically running into Guild Wars 2's launch, was that they were hinting the Searing Cauldron came from the Elder Dragons in some way. Some ancient civilization had siphoned magic from the Elder Dragons and built the cauldron, and that the Elder Dragon in question probably was Kralkatorrik. That's why the Searing crystals look like brand crystals, right? You know, the Searing happens at the start of Guild Wars 1 Prophecies. There's giant crystals everywhere. Later on, Kralkatorrik wakes up and creates the brand and there's giant crystals. So there's all of that. But I am a bit... I don't think it was ever really confirmed anywhere. Obviously, in the personal story at the end, there's another Searing Cauldron. It's the second one, isn't it? Because here we are in-game already. By the way, the music's not bad here, eh? Yeah, like, you can go to the pre-existing Searing Cauldron. It's, like, here. And then there's another one you use in ore. You actually... You use a Searing to attack Zaitan. Gotta love the scale and the stakes of 2012 stuff. I don't remember if in any of that they talk about the origin of it and confirm it to be a part of the Elder Dragons. I don't think they ever do. But anyway, your comment there... It seems like it very explicitly says that the cauldron is the power of the Titans. That's a detail I'd forgotten or was new to me. Are you telling me we're going to learn about the Searing Cauldron here? This is kind of cool. The source could end up being something else. Yeah, it's one of those things where it seems like, okay, here's my take on it. They wrote it in such a way they were probably going to map it to the Elder Dragons, didn't in the end, and now it's open for them to reinterpret if they like. And they might have in this patch, I don't know. Both of the cauldrons are hero points. Oh, really? Is the cauldron in Aura a hero point? Alright. You love the landscape in this, you'd love more of this in Guild Wars 2. I'm already liking it reasonably well. Yeah. Okay, let's go through. This could be something I've been wanting for a long time, which is the vibe of a single-player raid in the story. Because, again, I like the raid story so much. Eldrin Crossing. And where are we? We're at Sintry Gorge, and now we've moved into the Blarior Ravine.
Good. We're all here.
Hello.
Bad news first. A nasty storm is coming. It's
nasty.
blocking the reinforcements from crossing the bay, even with the lowlanders guiding them.
Oh no, I was drinking some Fanta and I couldn't voice act. If that storm is heading our way...
ahead. There are some ruins just up the mountain. Might be a good foothold before we push on the Titans.
We probably need to get moving. Is there anything else?
That's as far as I felt comfortable going alone. Spawn everywhere, from all three of them.
Then we push to camp and take it from there. We just don't have a lot of time. Every move needs to be deliberate.
Wait!
Vale, what are you doing here?
I'm not letting our claw climb Mount Blarior without a spearmaster.
A good warrior, an even better friend. May the wind carry us.
My spear is yours, Alder.
Ready, everyone?
No time like the present.
Let us end this.
Alright, head into the ruins Malice described. Amazing theory! Ariton in chat? Do you think the Titans are harvesting the souls from the Bloodstones to create more Titans instead of just plain magic? It's a very cool idea. I don't know whether... Yeah, and I mean, they were pretty clear that, like, souls were coming out of these Bloodstones. You know, you had the mini nuke effect in the core, right? In the core story for Janthir Wilds. And then there were ghosts there, right? Souls, magic, soul batteries. I guess, I mean, these stories are all very interconnected and weird, you know? It's like, souls kept the door of Kamali shut. Blood and sacrifice was involved in the creation of the Bloodstones. Soul torture is used to make Titans. We're circling around like a central theme, right, of souls here. This is all Guild Wars 1 stuff I'm talking about here. If they can pull it into something nice and coherent, it'd be really cool. Hello, Malice. Hello, Dagda. Is this giving me a hint as to who I get to speak to at the end of the instance? Wow, well, we've got quite the adventuring party here. 3, Coden, Kaith, Malice, Dagda, and Waiting Sorrow. There's also a bit of a boys v girls thing going on here with the Coden. Oh no, because she's a lady as well, isn't she? All right, let's get going. Can I go up that? Can I go up that? Oh, and we can mount. Nice. Of course, in the Icebreed Saga, we had some little moments like this. And they would do a cool thing where they basically say, you know, it's too cold for your mount to move. This looks really good from the distance. A bit weirder close up. Oh my god, wait, it's frozen over? Oh, that's very strange. Oh, dude, there was a little bird sound effect that just played there that really gives me, like, weird Guild Wars 2 nostalgia whenever that sound effect comes up. Try the steam vent while on a Warclaw. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I should. Right, let's see what we got here. Might not be able to talk too well during combat today, because, again, the whole keybind swapping thing. Holy shit, the pull... I just got trolled. That's like playing open world and, you know, a ranger point blank shots them away from you or something. I love doing that stuff though. Ah, what? See, that skill 4 should have landed there. So should have landed.
A moment of relief.
Alright. Try going on a geyser on a Warclaw. Nope. The mission area is quite contained. Oh, it just kicked me off? Or was that because I hit the mission area? We'll try it. There's probably a more obvious one. Titan's Pass.
And filled with the stranger's spawn.
Come on, let's make quick work of this.
Okay, so this is like Ura's lot, right? This new... Oh, well, no, the conduits aren't necessarily... See, so maybe my theory about, like, a third party summoning the, summoning the storms is not a good idea, because the conduits kind of are doing that, and they're directly from the Titans. Or I don't know. Maybe it's just because they got like a spawn vibe to them. This one's Decima, right? God damn, I keep missing that Mace 3 over and over and over again. Jesus, Waiting Sorrow's animations. They're just the Ellie Spear stuff, right? But they're so huge.
Secured.
Clear sky. The mist's energy shouldn't be too severe. We'll have the upper hand.
And no bloodstone in sight. Also good.
Time is our main enemy then, especially if a storm's rolling in. Dagda, any idea where they are?
Close, but their energies are separate. They're on opposite sides of the peak.
Maybe they're expecting us, probably a trap.
Regardless, they'll learn of our presence quickly. And if they can sense when their spawn are killed, they're already preparing.
It's a little while, but I have an idea. If they split up now, so should we. We know Greer's and Decima's song and dance. We all start picking them off, while Sorrow and Dagda keep the others busy.
I like that. Work our way around the mountain, keep them separated, kill them separated.
If the air tells me truth, Greer is to the east, Decima to the west. Harder to say, but north.
Okay, you all head to Greer like Pokey said. We know his ways. Dagda, you hold Decima in place.
When Greer is dead, be ready to move. I'll send a portal that'll bring you all straight to me and Decima.
Ready to go?
Let's move out.
Good luck.
Just occurred to me another bit of a weird thing. You know, this whole thing about they're reusing the bosses over and over and over again? Maybe this shouldn't have been them split up. You know, maybe you do in the meta event and the base story, you fight them individually. But in this, you could have it could have been a double battle. Maybe
That would
have
been
been
nervous,
a twist.
but this is necessary.
I look ahead for days without strife, hoping they near.
This is cool. I like the road down, but then also a hint of this up the side. This is almost like a vehicle section in Halo, you know. I love that. That was cool. Also, the color of the rock and stuff feels a bit different, doesn't it? Oh, also, hold on. Can I get a good view north there? Oh, maybe I'll get a better view north in a minute. I don't want to dilly-dally for too long. Dilly-dally? That's such a Britishism, isn't it? But yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Look, is that the mainland over there? Shit. Again, I do the big leap and it gets pulled in on the other side. Outrageous. You did a double battle in the story. You're right, actually. Yeah, the very end. You're right. It was basically a double battle. We didn't get to complete it, really, but... Well, it wasn't a full... It was sort of more like two very close battles next to one another. We still fought the Titans sequentially, didn't we? We didn't fight them literally together. What's the point of this base camp? I was just wondering that, but I assume it's the Convergence. I assume in the Convergence you get in the map and you build that up or something, and that's where... Oh, that might be where we fight Ura later. I don't know. I was actually a little bit worried building those fortifications up like that because I thought I was going to skip dialogue, doing it too quickly. You know, I was using weapon swap to skip the animation as well. The old Guild Wars 2 classic, that is. Oh, I got to sense the trail, have I? Okay. Cool. This gets a bit more use. Your Warclaw is picking up a scent, but it's neither strong nor faint. What does that mean? Your Warclaw excitedly sniffs around. The scent is very strong here. What about here? No. Dude, I love the idle sounds, like the lion-y roars.
That's a big one. Together now.
Elite Blighted Beast. Oh, he's back up here. Weird. Holy shit, how quickly that break bar broke. Jeff, just way too much CC, frankly. Stepping out of that because I didn't know whether it was going to corrupt all my boons. This one is totally corrupting all my boons. Dude, I love doing the stealth and then the Falcon Stoop. One less to worry about. Let's keep moving. I do. It's odd, isn't it? I genuinely do like voicing for the commander.
There, just ahead.
Oh.
Let's go.
Of course, that one didn't do so much damage because I wasn't stealthed already. There we go. I'm getting used to my weapon swap keybind. I actually set up the exact same weapon swap keybind in Dragon Age because weapon swapping is in that game. Oh, by the way, you guys might find this interesting. So, you know how at 100,000 subscribers you get a silver YouTube play button? I never got one. I don't know when I hit 100,000. It was a long time ago, though. And it might have been...
You come once more to court, death.
Oh, hello. No more hiding, Greer. He doesn't really look like he is hiding.
Bravery, a trait of the ignorant.
Dude, I love that line. That's so true, by the way. A lot of time people are, like, commended for their courage and this, that, or the other thing. But it's just that they were ignorant of the danger, you know? And I don't know how commendable that is. By the way, I love that they've set Greer here with a bunch of broken trees around. Like, he's basically made out of broken trees. This is a cool arena. The color of the trees is slightly off. But yeah, okay, so with the silver... Well, hold on. I don't know when to... I guess I'll talk about it now. I didn't get a silver play button. I think I was at 100k before it was a thing. Or maybe they sent me an email years ago and it got buried in spam or something. I just never ended up finding it. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I never got one. Anyway, after I set up Blue Sky and I was like looking at old Twitter and stuff, I don't know what it was really that made me think I should go do it. Oh no, I think I was messing with my GitHub page. Because I'm basically setting up some repos for some of my Solaris mods because people keep messaging me asking to contribute, and I kind of want to learn how it works and stuff. So yeah, I was basically just messing around with stuff like accounts and things, and I thought, you know what, I should get myself. Oh no, I remember there was a post on Reddit, right? So for years I didn't get my silver play button, but I've always just told myself, oh, I'll just go get it. I'll do it at some point. I've just been putting it off and just forgetting because it's not that important to me. But there was a post I saw on Reddit yesterday. Someone was like, hi, I just moved into a house. I was clearing out the basement. And in the corner, like stuffed under a bunch of boxes, surrounded in dust and broken and chipped and damaged, was this. And they took a picture of a silver play button. So clearly a YouTuber had lived in that house. You would have thought they would have kept something like that they'd be quite proud of it. I don't know. And so I looked at that post and I thought to myself, holy fuck, you know, if these things are basically relics now that people are digging up, I should apply for one. It's been long enough. If people are finding them. So I thought, okay, I'll apply. I got in contact with like a support agent. I tried to do their automated thing and it didn't work. They said you have to go to support. I went to support and I said, yeah, I am eligible. And they said, this is going to be difficult or something. We're going to have to email you. We're going to have to continue this in email. I'll get back to you in 24 hours. So I might get one. I read online that the play buttons they make now are like really cheap. The way that people describe it is polished scrap metal. That's the description. And that they're hollow and very thin and flimsy and they're kind of crap. I mean, what can you expect from a free gift, I guess, right? But here's the weird thing. Apparently it didn't used to always be that way. Apparently the original silver medals they gave out were really, really nice. And I feel awful about that because it's like I probably could have applied for one of the original good ones. And now I'm going to get one, you know, not to look a gift horse in the mouth. It'll be quite cool. And I was looking it up, by the way. They have gold button for like 1 million subs. I'll tell you what, if that day ever comes, I will really have turned the channel around, eh? And then they have one for like 10 million is like a platinum button. No, like a diamond button. And then, this is the coolest, at like 100 million, they have a red diamond button. And it looks ridiculously cool. And, you know, it's kind of hard to get a good picture because it's always, you know, when YouTube channels get to a certain size, there's always a certain vibe about them, you know. But you can see all of them, like, holding up to the cameras. It does look good. Apparently, even just the silver... sorry, no, I think the red diamond one costs like $2,000 to buy if you wanted to get like a counterfeit one or something. It's just absolutely mad. But anyway, yeah, I might get a silver one. All right, let's go on in. How can I boon rip this resolution? Mind you, I'm not really doing condies, so it doesn't matter. I wonder what his mechanics are like. Let's see. All right, let's get in there. So he slammed and threw some balls around. There's like vague bullet heli stuff. There was an animation there that I dodged. If this was FF, I definitely would have been snapshotted there, but no. Run this game, very good.
You could worship us, Malice Sword Shadow. Let us guide you.
Oh shit, that was cool.
This is gonna be cathartic.
Her talking about good because she may not be Flame Legion, but at least we get some good Char stuff. Oh, by the way, you know, the Char worshipping the Titans, blah blah blah. On replay, that Farah character from the start, the Flame Legion character, Bale Seeker,
Patience will speed your decay.
She's clearly like fetishizing the Titans.
Oh, God fears death. Funny.
Oh, dude, this is good dialogue. I like this. She's clearly really into the Titans and like really like loving them. And I didn't pick up on that before, but I guess it's because of her Flame Legion heritage. It might be funny if by the end of this she turns around and I don't know, tries to ally with them in some way.
Just a story to scare cubs. That's all your kind is worth.
Yeah. I like this. This is what I kind of wanted from base Janthia Wilds. It doesn't really look like there's any mechanics here. I guess we'll have to wait for the raid. Or if there are, I'm just not seeing them. I honestly think that was the first time I was hit.
Decima, return to the foundry.
Oh shit, they're talking about the foundry! Woo! Standing tall, Greer. Defeat him without being downed. That may as well have been defeat him without being hit.
Yeah.
Right on time, come on. Are we okay, everyone? We all alive? Yeah, cool. Oh, nice. The actor creates a portal for us. Okay, this, in terms of, like, exploration, this is a lot like, the Key of Adashim, right? Go left, go right, go in the middle. Scale's a bit, cooler. That was nice. He says so he's going to return to the foundry. They didn't return to the foundry when they got beaten in the meta event.
Quiet. She's just ahead. I'm certain she can smell me.
Think she's waiting for us to make the first move?
Might be. Let's make her regret that.
The old play button someone found fettuccine Alfredo. Oh, Alfredo. Oh god. Fucking puns. It sounds like a creepypasta. No, it was basically just a guy being like, oh look, here's a play button. And it was all just tatty, basically. Oh, we don't have an exploration to Decima. We're just immediately at her. Oh shit, actually. What? We've skipped a bunch of them. Wait, hold on. No, I want to go. What about that road? I can't travel down that road. I guess it's not a big deal. Chill out about it. I guess. He's supposed to be dead here instead of running. So they're going to the foundry now because they're weaker, because we're fighting them without a storm. We didn't kill him in the meta. Yeah, I appreciate we didn't kill him in the meta. They always come back. Faraz's research at the start mentioned they heal regardless of getting the bloodstone or not. So even without a bloodstone, they're just going to go back to the foundry to heal? Is that what you mean? 2 grand is peanuts to what those channels can make. I mean, yeah, I guess. I guess you're right about that.
The ants return for a crumb of bread, unknowing what I can smell him on you. You.
Who can she smell on me?
Watch for her lightning. We know how vicious she can be.
I like that line, the ants return for a crumb of bread. Who can she smell on me? I like how they've done Greer then Decima. Isn't Greer the harder one in the open world? Can I just say, by the way... Oh shit, I should probably do the mechanics, shouldn't I? Can I just say, is she smaller than the meta event version? I would want them to go full throttle, big as possible, always, when it comes to the Titans. What's the achievement? Do it without getting downed? It is, yeah. Okay. We should probably do the mechanic, though. Especially if I'm dawdling and just admiring. Right. Oh, there we go. Go, 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 go. Okay, plenty of time there.
Leave these lads.
She got annoyed with our amazing dodge foo there. What should I do about that big AoE? Should I walk out of that? See, I'm genuinely interested in this, because if we're going to do the raid in a couple of days, or tomorrow even, it'd be nice to have at least some sense of what these guys do. Oh shit, I've got some kind of AoE.
You are next. We already killed the runner.
The dialogue in this one's not as good, because Malice isn't popping off at her. Oh shit, John, I see in the corner of my eye there that I had a donation. Hold on, let me finish the fight. Maybe I can stand out of that one. There's no reason to eat that if I'm right on the edge of it, right? And add a couple of ranged abilities to use. I'm getting myself chunked being under a hitbox, but I'm trying to get through a hitbox to run to the arrow. Here, we might be able to finish her off with the big spear here. Oh, no. She's got a bit too much health. I really don't know whether jumping that matters. I'll do it anyway, I guess. Yeah, I just dropped the AoE on the arrow, which is probably the one thing you don't want to do. Oh, look, they're talking about the soul flame, the fire. Looks like we're on track to getting all the achievements here. All right, chill out, Poised Arrow. It's okay, Pokey. It's okay. You're gonna be okay, boo. Oh shit, he's berserking. That's cool. Holy shit, he's just perma berserk with quickness and 25 might. Oh my god. Oh wow, John. Jesus Christ, John. All right, you know what? Should I end that poll? All right, there you go. I've ended the poll. Sorry, guys. John, just with a $20 donation, thank you. Hi, all. I can't stay because of spoilers, but I hope everyone's enjoying the patch. I am currently, yeah. And gifted 10 memberships as well. Thank you very much, man. Oh, wow. And congrats to anybody who managed to get a membership there. Jesus Christ. Your generosity is just unbelievable, man. Thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel in this way. Oh, my lord. The story didn't really have mechanics. I mean, there are mechanics. I think we just kind of ignore them. John is goated. I mean, hell yeah, look at that. It's just mad. Thank you, dude. John Sellers, more like John Gifters. I'll see you in hell. Yeah, they kind of did say I'll see you in hell there in a way, right? This is where Pokey orgasms. Is that what that sounded like? All right. Malice.
Oh, gonna feel that one for a bit.
Doctor, Commander, I think you two should go ahead. I don't think the rest of us can push much further.
Yeah, probably wise. Wayfinder, how is your strength? Are you okay to face Ura?
Let's go!
I will remain here and protect them while you march.
I can sense sorrow and Ura ahead. Come on.
So who's my team for the final fight? All right, here we go. Ura, I get... Oh, wait. We saw in the trailer these things. What were these? You have to use the Warclaw thing, right? Oh, we're doing it now. Oh, shit. I thought that was like we were going to go through a portal. Oh, I thought this was going to be a bigger part of it. By the way, what's my special action? Sever the Taint. Oh, okay. Immune to all damage except Warclaw chain pulls. Attach a chain and then move backwards. Oh, can I just walk back? Oh, I didn't realize I could do that. Oh, that's cool. They should put that in World vs. Worlds, because it feels really weird just spamming the 3. What about here? Is that like a hidden bonus? Let me go through here. Look at that place. Looks like an extra doorway somehow. Dude, what's going on with the weird floating things in here as well? Her arena's quite cool too. The whole conduit-y, stormy kind of backdrop to whatever she was doing there. Alright, okay, so I guess we go through here. Ura, the big moment, right? What does Ura look like? I want her to be massive. Epic. The more I've played this patch, the more it's like I thought, guys, my interpretation of this story was, you know, you have this fundamental concept about the Titans that they split into, you got the progenitors that create the spawn. There's loads of spawn. And the fun twist at the end is, oh my god, what if the progenitors themselves are spawn? There's something even bigger and crazier. Oh my god, so they themselves are spawn? So there's like this godlike titan at the top. They use that deity term there. Oh my god, isn't that cool? So my thinking from the base game was that Ura was going to be this epic mountain-sized thing. You know, if the titans can adapt and react to look like the environment, if they get big enough, are they just literally not the environment? Is Ura Mount Blarior? Is she the mountain? Is the mountain going to speak to us as we climb it? Just like how, you know, the storms, we could speak through, they could speak through the storms. You know, is it going to be a little bit like, you know, that scene in the Fellowship of the Ring? Oh my, well, the mountain isn't really speaking there, right? It's Gandalf and Saruman. Anyway, you get what I mean. You could make a titan big enough, and in that way, they've kind of combined this cool thing. These two fundamental ideas about the titans. They're big, titan, and they adapt to the environment. They are the environment. Oh my god, shit. So this is the godlike thing that created these two massive things from the base game. That's what I thought we were dealing with Ura. However, throughout this whole patch, they've more been talking about Ura like she's on the same power level as Decima and Greer. And I remarked to myself in the last episode, maybe I should change my expectations a bit. And just a spoiler, we're going to have to do that. This is about as diplomatically as I can put it. Look, there's the North Shore, by the way. Oh, if you could see the city out there, well, how epic would that be? Oh my god, do you know what? The skybox actually looks pretty cool. That comment compared this to FF. It's not really like FF, is it? This is all skybox. There's not actual models and things out there. That lets them keep the frames high, I guess. But it looks good. The clouds moving in front. Very painterly. Dude, this actually feels a little bit like the Janthea Wilds intro cutscene to me. It is a good view. You're telling me that if I get on the Warclaw... No, that didn't do anything. And I say no Titan spawn.
Probably cleared the way. I hope.
Oh, Sorry's gone on ahead, actually. Okay, the northern landing. Oh. Hey. That's a little bit awkward, ArenaNet. Okay. We'll just treat that as an intentional dismount moment, I guess. Oh, no. What am I doing? Oh, it's because we need to scent. Right, of course. So is it awkward or is it my incompetence? Your choice. Picking up a scent, but it's neither strong nor faint. Picking up a scent. It is strong. Can sense a faint scent, but seems to trail off. Oh, okay, we get another thing. A vent shot. Elite vent shot. Now, I assume or believe that these are like legendaries in the... in the raid, and take a bit longer to fight. And probably telegraph a mechanic or two about the boss that's coming up. Here, what I can happily say is Boon Rip is probably very good against these guys, because just look at the prot spam. Well, mind you, if it ticks too fast, it's kind of irrelevant. Okay, now I'm assuming the map boundaries have tweaked and it won't kick me off as I climb up. Yeah, okay, there you go. Hello, waiting, sorry. Hello, WS. Oh, she's killed a bunch. This is just like earlier in the story, right?
Sorrow. Where is Ura?
Ahead, I think.
Not...
She's managed to elude me thus far. Keeps sending spawn to block my path.
I was going to say, that's really cool. I dismounted, but Dagda didn't. That's new. But I think it was just lag. I have way too much quickness on this build. I can definitely rein some of it in. Well, actually, no. It's running out. I think I just... Did I overcap even? I forget what my relic is. Oh, yeah, it is Rivers. So I could be giving myself alacrity if I remember to dodge. Which I probably should. I don't know. It's weird. You'd think just dodging for alacrity would be epic, and it is. But I so rarely dodge, and I don't want to trade damage animations for a dodge. So I just don't end up applying it to myself. All right, we'll pull through this wall. So I wonder if they integrate these walls, this wall thing, into the actual fights in some way. Here we go. Let's just pull back. This feels really good, the way that the Warclaw slows down as you backpedal and stuff. You can sort of feel the elasticity of the chain, so to speak.
Look, is that a piece of bloodstone?
Steam Shrieker's Court. Use the Heart of the Obscure to neutralize it. Oh, we're going to get one of the nuke things. Oh, we're going to get a soul. Is a soul going to come out of this? Or is a Titan going to come out of this? That would be weird, wouldn't it? Still haven't had a conversation with Wait and Sora about this damn artifact, by the way. Which is probably the first thing that should have happened at the start of the X-Pack. We've now, in theory, had 2 months to chat with her about it, and we haven't. The Bloodstone's about to release dangerous magical energy. Seek protection.
Come to me.
Save me, Waiting Sorrow. Dagda doesn't give a shit.
You killed the Godspawn.
What, Greer and...
Beast.
Oh, they're doing the camera thing.
I will drag your souls to the foundry to build my kin anew.
Jesus, do you know what she looks like? She's a bit like a beehive, right? The way she was moving there. Oh, they should have done a giant bee boss. All right, what's she got? Sulfuric froth. And yeah, we're in a sulfurous sort of pond. This arena reminds me a little bit of that Dragon's... oh my god, what do you call it? This map. Oh, I haven't been there. Draconis Mons, that's it. I knew the word dragon was involved. You know the destroyers you fight in Draconis Mons at the bottom? It reminds me a bit of that arena. Yeah, so she's not the size of the mountain. That's not the story. And even her model is she's basically on par with Greer and Ura. She's chunkier. So I guess she's just like on their power level. She's not one above or whatever. They're just big titans. It's just 3 big titans. It's not this Matryoshka doll thing that I was talking about there earlier, where it's like, oh, what if they themselves have something that spawned them? Like, I really got the impression that those two were the Godspawn and she was the god, air quotes. Can Ura be referring to the Foundry of Failed Creations? There, yeah, I think absolutely she is, yeah. I'll drag yourselves to the Foundry to build my kin on you. It's amazing to hear this dialogue, like, in the main story that they're going on about the Foundry and stuff, considering the Foundry was in the Janthir Wild story, but it was very easily missed. It was in one of the side books, right? But there you go. For those who read the books, they'll know a little bit about it. So what have we got? We've got geysers, and we've got bloodstone fragments. Geysers plugged. Use inert bloodstone fragments to plug the geysers. Now, sorry, but is the idea that I'm supposed to be doing this in the fight? Am I cheesing this in some way here? Is she invulnerable right now? I think she's invulnerable. So I need to plug the geysers, and that will make her vulnerable. I don't get this geyser bit, guys. See, as well, this patch, they talked about her being, like, in the geysers or whatever. It's like, she is the mountain, you know? Oh, waiting Sora as some kind of bomb mechanic. That looks like just what happens at Doom. Holy shit. Alright, well, I guess the fight's begun. That might be my bad for having stepped too close. Oh, yeah, we're going to have the Titans animations to look at and also Waiting Sorrows. I would guess Waiting Sorrow is not a part of this in the raid. Strike Ura now that she's dampened. Now that her power's dampened. Can we mount, please? Why haven't I been mounting this entire time? What's hitting me? I'm burning. I'm melting in some way. Oh, I guess don't stand in the sulfur. Like, it's literally, it's just like that thing, right? Because there was... Oh, what's she doing? She's jumping. I love their sound effects. For one reason, they do somewhat actually remind me of the Guild Wars 1 Titans. So what should I do? Should I Warclaw away and then... I mean, did that work? What's going on with these geysers? I just want you to know, every single time I tried to weapon swap on this episode, I've misclicked. You can't see. Well, you actually can. I'm pressing 2, which is the pet button. Well, the pet active ability. One of the pet buttons. Oh, hold on. The Spear 3, you don't need to empower that way, do you? Oh, I see. When you get on the Warclaw, the timer runs out quicker. Oh, and she's going to jump to... spot? Her title is Mistress of Influence, by the way. Okay, chain pull. I was on cooldown with my Warclaw there, so I can do it very quick. Entangle her by wrapping my Warclaw's chain around magical plant growth. Oh, did Waiting Sorrow summon these? This phase will be interesting in the raid. How is this going to work? Well, you got a ton of players. Does just one person get assigned to do this? Can everyone do it? I like how even though I got dismounted there. Oh, should I be like hopping? So that I don't get burned.
Small murmur visions of your village. Perhaps I'll visit them next.
Oh, she's at she's talking about the Coden's place. So she can see through her spawn, right? Like this button, you don't increase with the... It's just when they're below 50% health. I've been messing that up since I came back. Alright, let's just grind some mace attacks on her, I guess. Oh, speaking of 50%, we're really nearly there, but not quite enough. So she's just standing here doing nothing now. This whole phase is just hit her. Right? I don't see her... I mean... I see animations, but isn't that just waiting sorrow? And the only reason she's low is because she's in the sulfur. Yeah, that quickness trait on Pet Swap is not as much quickness as I remember it being. I should put the Sigils of Celerity on. I feel like I must not have them. Let's see, when I use the 3 here... Oh no, I do. Fucking hell. Well, what is going on here? The whole fight is just sitting here hitting her now. Mess those two up there as well. Oh, there we go.
Godspawn blood will doom your fate.
Doom my fate. Amusing, says the commander. We might have missed out on some cool voice acting there, not sure. Okay, she's clearly resisting again now. Alright, so we go, you get some bloodstone fragments again. I can't Warclaw again, I don't know why. Well, now I can. Well, that was bad. We could have done it in the other order and we would have been alright. It's okay though, we get super speed. Speedy Ranger Scouting. It is the class archetype. Oh, guys, seriously, if you do follow me on Blue Sky, check that PoE2 video out that I tweeted. It's fucking bonkers. They've got like their Elementalist character you can specialize into like a Blood Mage. Or what was the other one that they can specialize into? The special, basically, it's like an hour-and-a-half video, but you only have to watch the first half an hour. You get the cool story background, you get an introduction to how the game works, and you get like a bunch of stuff about the skill tree and the different specs. It looks so cool. All the specs look amazing, and it just fills me with all the buildcraft excitement that I usually had for Guild Wars during the Elite Spec era. Honestly, it looks fucking awesome. There were so many things as I was watching that. I was like, I really want to play that build. I really want to play that class. I really want to play this. I really want to play this. I want to combine this with this. It looked so cool. I've got a weird thing about PoE, right? Which is just that it feels very big and complicated and like I'm an outsider. So I feel a bit iffy about it. But you know, like I mentioned in Discord to some of you guys, the spuds about it, and people had like strong opinions about this, that, or the other thing. And I just feel like a big outsider, like it's too much to learn or get into. But I've played PoE 1. I've done like 4 runs of PoE 1 in my time. I want to try it again. It looks cool, and like a new game is like a fresh starting point. You know, that's when you should feel most comfortable to get in and play and do your own thing. The problem with PoE 1, right, is you get so little access as a new player who's not mapping or doing the end game, so to speak, but it's just doing like the campaign or whatever. It's very slow and boring and tedious because, like, for me, most times I play it, I don't have enough gear or loot or skill gems or options to like really fuck with things much. So I just ended up spamming the same button over and over and over again, and it just wasn't that engaging. But on that PoE 2 video, they literally say, like, this was a huge problem with the first game. You're going to have more access to mods and tweaking things on your own, playing through straight away. And that really spoke to me. I was like, oh my god, that's brilliant, because that's what I wanted. Like, every time I play PoE 1, I just end up, it gets just a bit tedious and boring, like, by the time I get to the end. So maybe PoE 2 will be different. You know, it's only 3 acts now. I'm totally playing slow here to stall to finish my speech. But yeah. All right, bye-bye, Ura.
The thread unravel.
The thread? What is the thread? Do we take that literally, metaphorically?
I sense celebration on your breath. Stifle it.
Why? Haven't we just...
We came through.
Oh, the door of Kamali!
Wide open.
Ooh! The door of Kamali? But we would know, right? There's no way we're going to get a patch back here, is there? Do we get to go back to Abaddon's Mouth? Oh, I don't know. So, ostensibly, the story's over now, right? We've done it. There you go. So what's the twist? How did they get here? What's going on? They've got to do something about Mabon now, surely. Oh, actually, I'll tell you what. They mentioned Mabon at that party. And one of the reasons they would have mentioned Mabon at that party was to remind us about him. I'm sure there'll be a Mabon reveal here in a second. Remember, Janthir Wilds ended up with this weird thing about Mabon might have been suspect? I think... So here's basically what I think is going on, guys. I think we're done with the Titan bit now. Or at least, next patch is probably Big White Mantle, Big Massart stuff, and I am so here for it. This is my guess. My guess is now we're going to go to Dagda and Waiting Sorrow, because these are the 2 characters that would be able to talk to us about this stuff. And I think that, see, what's weird is they talked to Isgarin about it, but kind of locked us out of the room 2 months ago, which is also kind of weird. I think we're going to get a revelation about... Oh, please talk to me about the door. It's either that door or it's another door. There might be another one. They didn't say the door of Kamali, they just said a door. I wonder if we'll get a door of, you know, Joe or something, you know, a door of Packed Flower. The door of the Wayfinder or something. There'll be a new door named after another hero or something, another character, another thing. Whatever Kamali were. Let's see.
The door we came through sits open. What does that mean?
I knew there had to be a catch.
We'll figure that out. But for now, she's dead. All 3 of them are.
Properly dead.
I'll collect the others and return them to the village. Their wounds need tending.
I should have looked at what Dagda was doing in the fight there, seen her animations a bit better. Packflower says, I'll meet you there. I want to linger behind for a moment. Do I? Oh, I'll tell you what, Janthir Wilds is really aggravating me with, like, just fucking talk! Talk to each other! They don't do it, you know? It's like, there's so much information. I think the Heart of the Obscure is the biggest thing, you know? Why is it still a mysterious relic we don't quite understand? In Secrets of the Obscure, it was, you know, very... I mean, in a way, the expansion is named after the goddamn relic, right? The Secrets of the Obscure. Waiting Sorrow made it! Let's talk about it! I still can't believe there hasn't been a scene about that yet. Alright, in we go. I'm breathing deeply. What did you want from us? From Tyria? What did you want? Head back to the harvest. Oh, that was it. I thought we were going to get a revelation there. By the way, did you notice this, guys? There's a, like, doorway down here. Is this in the Convergence? Oh, man, I'm very curious about the difference between this and the raid. Look, Mount Blarior discovered. I unfogged a whole other area. Look, when did we travel to all this shit? I unfogged that by hugging the edge of the map. Look at that there. Look, there's a thing. That was some Guild Wars 1 unfogging you just saw there. You know, scrape the edge of the wall to, like, tick the little bits. Okay, so from where I'm sitting, we just kind of fought them similar to the meta, but the Convergence is really neat. Okay. You really want more side missions, like finding Corticus's people? Yeah, I feel like... Okay, look, the main story has been of an appropriate length, I think. You can call it short, and that's fine, but what I will say... I'm not even done with it yet. You can call it short, that's fine, but what I will say is this, to me, feels exactly as long as the Nyos patches. Maybe slightly longer, actually. Wasn't the middle Nyos patch really short? In fact, look at the last Nyos patch. The last Nyos patch was do 3 adventures and 1 instance. Do you remember that, guys? 3 adventures and 1 instance. That really was it. They had the whole meta with it as well, but as far as the actual story was concerned, it's very light. So I think this is... you can call it short in as much as you can call any of Guild Wars' Living World-esque releases short, right? And especially if you're coming from a game like 14, I mean, obviously it's short. But as far as Guild Wars is, and Guild Wars' expectations and stuff, I don't think you can call this a short one. It's just, instead of an open world map, it has a raid and a convergence. And again, I think that's a worthy trade. I haven't played the raid yet, but I think it's a worthy trade. And besides, guys, next time we get 2. Jesus Christ. Well, let's see. So yeah, on length, I will say my review for this patch is quite positive. My expectations were really low, and it's not been that bad. There's a right time and a place to talk and when not to talk. I think the commander hasn't found the right time to talk to her about it, I guess. I mean, listen to what you're saying, though, dude. It's been 2 months. Remember, it's real time, okay? So, Janthir Wilds ended, and there has been plenty of downtime. There was downtime at the end of the base story. There was downtime between the 2 patches if they'd done Goric-style updates or Timey-style updates or Bangar-style updates. And there was time at the start of this patch as well. It's not all adrenaline all the time. I don't buy that as a reasonable defense. And the Heart of the Obscure is just one thing, you know? Alright, anyway, Blarior Peak. Let's head on in. Hello, Poizar. I think this is the last instance now, guys.
Wayfinder, welcome to the night of quiet breath. Feast before the battle. Take a nap after.
She was locked in a room with Isgarin for 2 months. Oh, my kind of party.
Everyone's resting.
I mean, it's funny, actually. You know, it sounds really cool from a storytelling perspective that real-life maps with in-game time. But I bet if I was ArenaNet, if I was one of the writers at ArenaNet, and I could snap my fingers... Oh, that was very American of me, wasn't it? If I could click my fingers, okay, and I could change something, anything, right? Imagine you're a writer there, and you could change one thing. What would you pick? I feel something easy or simple that wouldn't have a major impact on anything else. I feel like that, as a little tweak, would be a nice thing to tweak. You know, this thing where in Guild Wars, real-time matches with in-game time. Don't do that. Let's just say that time's frozen until the next patch, and, you know, the base game, the events of the base game were only a week ago. They weren't 2 months ago, they were only a week ago. And in that way, they actually escape from a lot of rough, weird-feeling things. Like the fact that the Pale Tree's been injured for so long, right? Or any kind of drop story, any kind of subject material. Now they can play in this weird grey space where we don't really think about it, you know? It's a part of the media you're not really meant to engage in, and just relax about it, you know? And you can imagine how hectic the timeline is or is not for yourself. And that's how FF does it as well, right? I think despite 400 hours of storytelling over 10 years, their plot has only been in action for like 1 year, hasn't it? Less than that, only a few months. It's something crazy like that. And, you know, you just accept it and stop talking about it. And it kind of gives them a bit more freedom. It's probably aggravating to hear players, you know, to hear WoodenPotatoes annoyed. Oh, why can't we talk about the Heart of the Obscure? It's because we only have so much runtime, you know. But in game, it's been 2 months. You know, that little tweak would probably be a nice slight change. AWP, did you see that they're remaking LBA? I have seen it. I've been following it for years, literally years. I've been on their little subreddit. I talked about it a bunch in a recent video. I would like to play it at some point. I'm less of a fan of the first game. I'd probably LP the second game first and then go back to it. But it looks cool.
That was one heck of a fight. Glad it's done.
Exhilarating, though. Not quite the same as fighting an Elder Dragon, but a battle worthy of some fable.
3 battles.
Thank you both for all of this. Excellent backup you were.
Oh, yes. That was all you, Cup.
You're very welcome.
Anytime, kid.
Oh my god, the char noises. Did you hear that?
With sorrow in the blue eyes. Might want to make our way in before.
Oh, no. Malice and I will wait out here and keep guard.
Mm-hmm.
How caring you are. Come on, Pokey. Better get in there before they start hitting each other.
After this, I'm starting torpor early.
So they're arguing again, are they? I do like these little scenes where everyone's like, oh, for fuck's sake, they're arguing again, and you're like awkwardly standing on the periphery.
Wayfinder, never has your arrival been so gladly received. Thank you for allowing us in your home, Claw the Lowland Coden.
The threat has passed. Now, we must heal.
I agree.
Well, it's got a lot of finality to it, doesn't it?
Of healing, Waiting Sorrow has more to tell you.
Oh, here we go.
More.
Ah.
Hey now, my cerulean guest. We already know she's a wizard, or whatever you want to call all that.
Little Claw, there is more.
Oh my
to
god,
say.
this could be good. This could be good.
There's a version of this story that would take me years to explain, but I owe this to you both. Thousands of years ago, long before Or's prime, I was born of whispers, visions and images. I was destined to become a voice of Coda, the youngest the Coden of that era had seen. My Claw, he was kind, fierce. He sat with me many a night as I acclimated to my role. We bonded, but the dragon storm raged outside our dens, and as the storm picked up, Coda's voice turned angry. My reality changed. I started losing myself. I couldn't trust the visions. They lied to me. I'm not certain it was Coda that I heard. I hated having a destiny, and I felt like a threat. So, I left.
I know this story.
Sorrow came to me, and I helped her sever her tie to the mists. Coda's voice no longer burdened her.
You are the missing voice of our ancestors.
I am. And I have regretted leaving my people every day since. That's why I came here.
My people are not a balm for your wounds.
That's never how I meant it to be. I am sorry, Alder.
Air is what I need.
Oh, she pissed him off. I thought that was all brilliant. That was really good. We got precise clarification. We got a good idea of the timeline. It had a bit of emotion in it. I thought that was good. It's nice to have her backstory laid out like that for everyone to see. Not in a book, not hidden away somewhere. This is also really cool. The dragon storm raged at our doors, and as the storm picked up, Coda's voice turned out angry. My reality changed. So, look, there's a bit of a discussion to have here. I would love to read in the comments or here in the live chat how people feel about this. Was it Jormag fucking with all of the voices, inducing Coda's rage just by lying and manipulating? Because there's been a lot of like suggestions of that over the years, and that's obviously what they're doing again now. They're saying that, you know, the idea being that Jormag's whispers influenced these people that were supposed to be communing with Coda, and in the end they actually weren't, and it was all Jormag. So this weird thing about the rage of Coda, this weird mystery entity in the mists, and how strange it might be. You know, the current big arc at the moment, extra-dimensional entities, titans, whatever out there, Cryptis. They could segue us into a cool thing talking about the true nature of Coda and the voice of Coda here. But then there's also this thing that kind of conflicts with it, which is basically just like, oh, it could have just been Jormag. Now, I don't know. This is my inexpertise here. I'd love to hear from you guys. I don't know whether it was specifically, emphatically, 100% confirmed it was Jormag messing with the voices always. Because wasn't there a suggestion that now that Jormag's dead, it doesn't happen anymore? Because that's the thing, right? She's not been plagued by voices for ages now. We dealt with Jormag ages ago. And she didn't immediately go back to the tower. She just fucking bummed around here. So I kind of want clarification on that. But to me, it really feels like it was Jormag corrupting it. And they don't put an actual point on it there, but they're very close. But they don't quite touch on it, so I still don't know exactly what to take away from that. Was it Jormag, or is there something fucky about Coda? Like, and they're kind of hand-waving a huge conversation there in that one line. Anyway, so her reason for abandoning them is she hated having a destiny. She felt like a threat, so she left. I feel like we've still glossed over a lot, though. Talk to me about where you lived before you came here, because they came on some epic pilgrimage here, right? In fact, hold on. The blog post from 2012 suggested that the voice left even up in the far north, right? The blog post was like, the Codan lived in the far Arctic, blah, 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 blah. But once there was a claw without a voice. And while everybody else huddled in the snow, the claw said, no, we must travel south. And so he traveled south. So this story she's relaying here, this happened miles away in an area that we can't even scroll to on the world map right now, which is really cool. And I would have liked a little note on that in the dialogue there, that we're talking about something a long time ago in a very different place. It's weird that Isgarin didn't take an opportunity. Here, see this? I don't like this line from Isgarin here. I'm going to get very picky here. Very picky, all right? I'm going to really annoy some of you with this, how picky I am here. All right? Isgarin's line was, sorrow came to me, and I helped her sever her tie to the mists. Coda's voice no longer burdened her. Quick, snappy, that's all he says. We get in, we get out really fast. My question is why? You're trying to tell me that he's egotistical and, you know, rambling and all this kind of shit, right? Surely this is an opportunity for him to espouse how brilliant he was in not only severing the tie, but giving her immortality and all these crazy powers. Surely this is a moment for Isgarin to make his case and waffle on about that stuff. But ArenaNet didn't write that. They just have him say really quickly and leave. And I think that's cynically done because they don't want the players liking Isgarin. They don't want you thinking about what a nice thing he did. So instead, they just opt to give it a really quick, short little line and then move on. It's not even in character with what you're trying to tell me about all the things that are bad about him. And that kind of annoys me. Am I looking too deeply at that? Let him ramble about all the nice shit he did. They're so having their cake and eating it too there. They don't want you to think much about his contribution to her life. They just want you to listen to her quavering voice and how hard it was for her. And I'm not very sympathetic. Sorry, I'm not very sympathetic. I'm also not very sympathetic to Stoic Alder here. Stoic Alder's comment, my people are not a balm for your wounds. Why is he so fucked off with this? What's wrong with them being a balm for her wounds? What's wrong with that? So she's broken, she's hurt, she comes here, she finds help, she finds family, she finds a place, she somehow atones for what she considers the sins of her own past. So what? Good for her. Why is Stoic Alder such a misery guts about that? I mean, I get it's their history, right? I get it, but I feel like, I don't know, I feel like he's overly upset about this. That seems like somewhat contrived drama to me a little bit. Oh, I hate how negative I am about a lot of this stuff. Look, it was cool. It's cool to get a bit of backstory. There you go. And I think that this thing as well, she hated having a destiny and she felt like a threat. That's it in a nutshell. It is a good story. I like it. And I can understand everyone's perspectives with this. He says, air is what I need. All right, so let's see where this goes now. Poised arrow.
I'll go to him. Has a habit of retreating into himself, he does.
He broke a rule ascending her. What, amongst seers that are all dead years ago?
You fear.
It's not a big secret at this point. He broke a rule amongst a society of people that are dead and gone for thousands of years. I'm just saying, if you want him to be an egotistical narcissist or whatever, and really pushy about his contributions, calling himself a part of the Vanguard, rambling away, putting his nose in where it's not wanted, then he absolutely would talk at length there about what he did for Waiting Sorrow. And he didn't, and I think it's because they don't really want the player base thinking about that.
They needed to know you did what was necessary.
Now they do.
Wayfinder, back at the Wizard's Tower when you first returned Sorrow home, you may have noticed an air of tension.
Maybe.
And the mention of Mabon.
Ooh, yes. Right, I was wondering about that, ...
It seems that our friend kept a few secrets under lock and key.
200 years ago, Mabon went to Bavanissos right after the Titans licked it clean. After the Mersat had been
Oh, this
killed,
is good. Look at this. Very precise.
Mabon told me he went to hide a mist gate that they kept in the gut of the city. He placed a ward over the isle. But when he died, that ward fell. All of Bavanissos once again exposed to the world.
I was with the Lowlanders when it happened. Even they felt their fur stand up.
Ura mentioned a door being open. Do you think? So there's another door.
I believe they came from the very gate that Mabon sought to hide.
Awesome.
But even I don't know how it opened again.
Something on the other side. If it's still open, then we need to find it and do whatever we can to shut it.
I agree, Wayfinder. Before any more Titans are forged.
Bavanissos is the worst of Janthir. Maybe one of the worst waypoints in Tyria's history.
Oh, wow.
The situation must be contained.
I guess we're headed to Bavanissos then. Nice.
I will inform the Alliance.
No, let me. I want to speak to the Alliance. Oh, cool. We get extra dialogue at the end as well. Awesome. Okay, so there's this all tracks. You know what also tracks? Mabon as a part of the Wizard's Court. They're interested in extra-dimensional threats. If he sees one of these portals, one of these doorways, he's going to want to do something about it. It's curious to me to think about what the Wizard's Court would have done over here at the Desolation, right? This is a fucking entrance to the Realm of Torment. We didn't put a ward around that. Oh, man. Them describing that as the gut of the city as well. That was cool. And that it's like one of the worst waypoints in Tyria's history. I wonder how fucked up this city is. Woodland Code and Boots. Some loot. Some loot. Some loot. Some loot. Haha! Blarior Peak. By the way, we've got all of the achievements first time through here, because this is just speak to everyone at the end here. So, nice. Very nice. So it is exactly that, really. We've dealt with the Titans here, and then next we'll be in the city. But I guess more Titans can be coming out of that door. So, how does this line up with the end of the base game, though, where they said Mabon's memory suspect, right? This line in the story journal here. Titans, missing wizards now found. Mabon's memory suddenly suspect. See, that was one of the weird lines in the journal that seemed to relate to something that wasn't spoken in the actual instance. Speaking of which, I wonder if there's something similar going on this bit. Isgarin revealed that Mabon had secretly played... Oh, go further up. With the three of us finally alone... Well, we weren't. Barbed Veil was here. With the three of us finally alone, Isgarin, in an attempt to distract Sori from her guilt, redirected the conversation toward more pressing matters. Prior to our battle atop Mount Blarior, when Sorrow returned with me to the Wizard's Tower to reveal herself to Isgarin, the mention of Mabon turned both of them still. When he died in Amnitas, Sorrow felt Mabon's death all the way in Janthir. Oh, that's what she meant. She didn't feel his death. She felt the veil breaking. This is so cool as well. It's just like the veil they used to hide the Tower of Nightmares, right? And you got the whole Mesmer Collective thing as well. Very cool. I like that. Isgarin revealed that Mabon had secretly placed a ward over the city of Bavanissos after the destruction of the Mersat. I love how we get very specific timeline as well. It happened after Guild Wars 1. And then it broke just as he died. This was to protect a Mist's Gate. They describe it as a Mist's Gate, by the way. Is the Door of Kamali a Mist's Gate? I don't know whether that phrase has really been used before for us. Hidden deep within the city, but when Mabon died, the ward in question fell. Isgarin suspects that the Mist Gate is the very door that Ura referred to in her dying breath, even if he has no idea how it was opened or if it still is. And I guess Ura's spirit or whatever is like flowed back there and can come back now. Oh god, I don't want to get too lost in the weeds of how death works and how souls move into rivers and to the other afterlives and stuff. And whether they need shepherds for it, like the envoys. Does a Titan dying need an envoy to shepherd its soul to the afterlife? To then return to the Forge somehow? So sorry, oh my god, in chat, what's this? 250 years ago we opened one door but two. Yeah, exactly. There's the door of Kamali that we opened, then closed again immediately, by the way. The door of Kamali, the Massart were keeping shut with soul batteries. That's why they were sacrificing Crichtons. They were trying to keep it shut because the prophecy said the Titans would come out and kill him. In prophecies, you team up with Ezekiel Bron, unwittingly opening the door. And then you immediately close it again. You kill Bron as the final boss, right next to the door over the Bloodstone, the Keystone. And all the souls, because he's a lich, all the souls he's consumed keep breaking out of him, recharging the batteries, closing the door. So you open the door and then close it again really quickly. But the Titans that flood out in that brief moment are enough to wipe out all the Massart. And then the volcano erupts, burying it all. So hopefully those batteries don't run out of juice. And they probably should run out of juice, right? Otherwise, why were the Massart doing so many sacrifices? I don't know. Let's not think too deeply about that. Fuck, what was I in the middle of saying? I don't know. Let's speak to Isgarin. I want to know if he has any theories about what realm might be on the other side of that door. I want to know if he has any theories on why Mabon was lying to us and well, not lying, but keeping all of this quiet. I want to know if he has any theories about, you know, whether Dada's there and other Massart are around. I want to know if he knows that Cordicus's guys are there, right? We know that some of Cordicus's guys are there because we did a side achievement. But what about all of this lot? It seems we don't speak to each other between patches. I want to know all of these things. I want to hear him elaborate a little bit more on the uplifting of Waiting Sorrow. So here we go. Also, by the way, another thing I really like about this scene is they're like distant or whatever, but it wasn't a full-blown like petty argument for once. So I like the characters as they've been done here. All right, here we go. Isgarin.
For a fleeting interaction between Mabon and I to become the focus of my thoughts, and one that happened 2 centuries past. I don't want to think of him as a liar or ignorant.
Did he lie?
I don't know, but he certainly kept truths to himself. I was kept in shadow.
Well, we'll find out what happened. Okay, so a bit of ignorance from Isgarin here. I thought I was going to get a pop-up and lots of things to click. I guess not. A lie of a mission is still a lie, guys. Jean-Luc Picard will tell you all about that. That's good because some of that lore was only hidden away in journals. Then one of the last Massart manages to keep the door closed. That's quite poetic. I do like that, yeah. This feels like it was supposed to originally be the ending of Base Janthir Wilds. Is it just me, says Frost Zombie? You know what? It kind of does in a way. Kinda, yeah. I mean, I feel very confident that it's not. I feel like they would have plotted all this out, the major arcs, the major ending points, the major stopping points for everything a long time ago. That would have been one of the first things they figured out, right? What's the general story we want to tell? What's the pace we want to tell it at? You know, what are the key points for the end of each patch? So I feel, but it does kind of have that vibe, yeah. All right, Wayne, sorry. I don't know what I want to get from her. Teach me about the heart. I know that was hard waiting, sorry, but it's good that they know.
I mourn, but I can't deny the lightness. A shackle. Released. I try not to regret my decisions, Wayfinder. There was no world where I remained with the Bearkin all those years ago. My visions were violent and indistinguishable from truth. I would have hurt someone, perhaps many, and he would have never led them southward. The Bearkin of the Lowland would not have thrived as they do now. Thank you for the shoulder, Wayfinder. But I would like to be left to my thoughts for a while.
Oh, so she's saying if she hadn't left, that old claw never would have taken the drastic action to come here. She doesn't know that they wouldn't have thrived up there. Plenty of Coden thrived up there. But this brings something else to my mind, guys, right? The thing with the Rage of Coda and the voices, okay, it's not just that they go mad, but it's that they call it a time of trial. And some of them get through the madness and are fine, right? Some of them have to be put down. Is that right? Oh, I might be wrong. Don't they call it a time of trial and sometimes they get through? So maybe abandoning them wasn't the only route. Maybe she could have just toughed it out, and you never know. Like, a lot of voices get through it. It's not this unknown thing. Lots of voices experienced it. But I don't know. I like her story. I think her story's really cool. And I can understand her running away. Nothing from Dagda. What else have we got? I'm afraid to say, I feel like we've spoken to the most interesting characters already. Oh, what does Malice think? Did she eavesdrop on any of that? I bet you're eager to get back to the office.
You know it.
Oh, don't phrase it that way. That's,
again,
again, very West.
I also shook off some dust that desperately needed shaking. Been an Imperator for a while, but after Bangar, gotta admit, I was rattled. Needed to find my own wilderness again. This was good for that. I got back out into the field, got my paws nice and muddy. Didn't see the whole Titan thing coming. Almost a little poetic, yeah?
Did you find your wilderness then?
The best thing about finding one's wilderness is that you're not really supposed to. Instead, you find comfort in not knowing. I don't want to be Connor. Too much wilderness. I'm ready to return to Ash, but I need to be in the field too.
Okay, on this, I will say it's nice to have us talk about in-game. Look, a lot of things where I have an issue or I feel like, oh, I don't know whether this is hitting it for me. If the characters just spoke about it in-game, I would feel fine. Because it's like it's been lampshaded, it's been embraced, it's been brought into the conversation, it's okay now. So I actually kind of like that. I like that conversation a lot. Because that's basically, that's us addressing the fact that she's an Imperator that should be doing a lot of stuff. And instead she's just been trotting around getting her hands muddy in the wilderness. Like, it's mad. What she did is mad. But because we've actually had a conversation about it now, it feels okay. I just need that... I don't want to imagine the conversation. I don't want to justify it for myself. I want the game to actually do it. So I kind of like that there. All right, we talked about the fact it was weird that she came here. And we've said it was good for her spirit. And she found it therapeutic or whatever. Everyone's got to get their therapy in. And now she goes back. I do still feel like she's just a weird cast member, if that's really it. But, and finally, I'll leave the door creak too. What if she's just a fucking amazing liar? She's Ash Legion after all. What if she's found something at the Derman Priory at the start of this patch? What if she's figured something out? What if she's going to make a play now? What if she does want Karna? I would love that so much. Because if she genuinely doesn't want Karna, meh, why was she in this expansion? Boring. But if she's lying, is it another Pater thing? Betray me! Betray me, mummy! I don't know. Alright, Kaith, what do you want to talk about? Aureen, maybe? Are you headed back to the grave then? Oh yeah, the pale tree, maybe.
As much as I'd like to stay here with the bearkin, yes, I should. I need to be with Mother. Mind you, I certainly don't regret coming. The bearkin are safer now, and that brings me joy. I'm sad to leave. But if Mother were to worsen, well, this is not where I'm most needed.
Okay, the pale tree, yeah. Hopefully our cure is just over the horizon.
I hope so. Time will tell.
The pale tree thing's a weird one, right? Because it's, you know, I had a comment the other day. Someone said they should destroy the world like WoW destroyed the world with Cataclysm. And it's like, you know, things like that are very easy to say when you're not playing the game, when you're disconnected, you know, when you've only had an idle interest. I'm sure there are a few people watching this right now that have been very disconnected. The big ideas always come quickly when you don't really have to think about the logistics of it. I don't think that will ever happen with Guild Wars 2, okay? It's not going to happen. The closest we got, and we kind of paid off on this whole thing anyway, was with the destruction of Lion's Arch. So anyway, the world's kind of static, and it's sort of destined to be a bit static, I think, at this point. So then when I think about this pale tree storyline, you know, is she really ever going to get injured? Does it even matter if she's injured? Because it hasn't for the past 10 years. Is any real drama going to come out of that? And I just find myself believing that there never will be. So, yeah. By the way, in chat here, Cossage found the quotes from the blog post. The quote is, usually the voice dies. only a few years after a time of trial occurs. But see, they call it the time of trial, right? You can pass a trial. Usually they die a few years after the time of trial, as their body shuts down from the strain and the insanity. At that point, the sanctuary is believed to be purified of all sin, judged and set to order by Coda himself. So, a lot of them die. Not many of them make it. And so, yeah, it makes total sense she'd fucking bail. She'd run. But we do deal with a voice and try to restore her in one of the sanctuaries. Oh, in the actual game? Does that happen? Right, 2 more guys and we're at the end of the road. The Cure will be finding Malik. I mean, yeah, the second pale tree and the Malik stuff is like big ticket shit, alright? I reckon we'll get another mini X-Pack with the Wizard's Tower and stuff. And maybe they'll do like another trilogy or something. I don't know. We don't have to think so statically about this stuff. It doesn't have to be trilogies or whatever. But look, I do think mini X-Pack with another pale tree. Definite cool thoughts with that one. This also ties to real-time matching game time. The pale tree's been injured for like a third of her lifespan. Holy shit, yeah! Wow, think about that! That's really crazy. Yeah, it's weird to think the firstborn are like all in their 30s now, aren't they? 40s? Hold on, the firstborn are nearly 40 years old, aren't they? Didn't they come out, weren't they like 25 at the start of the game? Oh my god, everyone's getting old, guys. I hope they won't reveal that the reason Malik didn't have a dream was that his people and the tree were destroyed. Well, I mean, yeah, they could do something bigger, but I think it was pretty clear in that storyline that it is that. He's disconnected from the tree. His seed was completely disconnected and just floated down the river, right? Alright. Where we go. Stoic, what do you think? Let's see. This I'm iffy about. Why is he so upset about this? Chill out, man.
I've heard that tale from Ashmakers my entire life.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. I never meant to deceive you. I'm put into situations like that. I'm put into a lot of situations like that.
Blame you I cannot. You are just another leaf caught in the runoff. However, I don't think I can join your alliance. Not right now. It's not for fear of you. Your alliance has been generous. Most of the Astral Ward as well. Our world expanded with such velocity. I fear what may happen if the tides spill past the shore.
I understand, and regardless of your place in the Alliance, that won't stop us from helping you or the Bearkin.
You are a considerate diplomat. Despite my rumblings, there are worse examples for my son to follow.
I quite like this. There's an episode of TNG. Back to the Star Trek. There's an episode of TNG about a society that is on the cusp of faster than light travel. Like they're there. They're about to. So, like they run a first contact mission. To try and delicately introduce the fact that, yeah, if you start traveling faster than light, you're going to find aliens, you're going to find there's this whole community out there. And it's a really good story, actually, but it's kind of like a real-world parallel and suggests, talks about alien abductions and stuff from the other side. But at the end, the society basically says, look, we'd like to join, but we don't think we're ready. Things are happening way too fast. We're a slow people, we're an isolated people. We're just not there yet, and they kind of opt out. They opt out of FDL, and it's cool, and it's like a fun little twist, and that's kind of what Stoic Halder's doing here a little bit. That's what that made me think of anyway. All right, Poised Arrow, what do you think? Yeah, Riker gets caught, yeah, and he gets horny. That's one of the ones where he has sex with like an alien.
You know, I'm just fine.
That's just a really tight, okay? Well-written episode the whole way through.
I feel like my core should be shaking. But if I'm being earnest with you, Wayfinder, I'm fine. Really, I've got a lot of questions, but fearful I am not. My own world is just very small all of a sudden. And in the best way. There's so much more world to see. I want to see Sorrow's world, your world. I want to hear stories. I want to know more about magic. I want to see Tyria.
I like this.
I just need to make sure Pa's okay, you know? I was born when the world started changing. He's always lived in the wilds.
Yeah, I take it back. All right, I think I was wrong a minute ago. I think it does make sense. I like this thing. He's young, he's enthusiastic, he's titillated, he's excited by all these revelations. He's excited to hear that Waiting Sorrow is that creature of legend. He loves it all. This guy's older, he's more set in his ways. And we get this nice dichotomy between the two of them, you know. Their reactions, I mean, literally are just juxtaposed against one another right here. It's really good. And we see both sides of it. So for doing that, we get the relic of the Steam Shrieker, which is Ura, I guess. She's the Steam Shrieker. Burn enemies when I successfully combo or water field. In any way. Well, not even a whirl, though. It's 2 stacks of burning for 5 seconds. What build pays off on this in a big way? A Condi Scrapper with a lot of water fields or something, maybe? I don't know. It is weird. It's a weird one. Maybe they have a very specific idea for how to pay that off. That feels like a relic that was themed first. It's like, oh, steam. When you put fire into the water field, it's steam. So yeah, let's make a mechanic out of that. But where does that actually fit into the current build craft? I don't know. Once upon a time, I would look at something like that and I'd say, aha, look, this is going to work. This is going to pay off in a future Elite spec. But we're not really in that place right now. They've not said no ever to Elite specs, but you know, I don't have too much hope that they'll do more of them. Other people's water fields? Oh my god, cross-profession combos? Combos between multiple players? Now you're talking silly. I think that's out of the scope of the game. I don't think that they ever talked about anything like that. Like one player drops the field and the other player uses the finisher. That's madness. They'd have to do this weird thing where they design weapon sets where you only get one or the other on each weapon set. It's a beautiful idea, but ArenaNet never thought of that, certainly. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I mean, yeah, maybe that's a good idea. Alright, well, there you have it, guys. I got so buried up my own arse there, my sarcasm got lost. Hey, we got 300 for finishing the patch. We can also get 150 from doing the convergence. And another 150 from doing the meta again. I'm cool with that. So we can buy the Rotstalker boots. Aha! Brilliant. Alright, well there you go, guys. I want to hear your takes on this as well. So I heard as well that... Can anyone help me out with this? Apparently Revenant has a new voice line. Like there's a new Malik's line or something. Rev got updated this patch. So one of the idle dialogues when you're in demon stance or something has changed. And apparently it's a cool hint as to the next patch. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Does anyone have the quote in the live chat? I'd love to include that. I didn't look at it yesterday because I was concerned about spoilers. Looking back, I don't think I really needed to be that worried, but there you go. Oh, there you go. People are talking about it in chat already. WP, did you see that crazy rumor about the Rev player spirits is saying something about how the gate is open? That's awesome. Oh, you were going to try it with Condi Druid? I see some fit there, yeah? An Eclipse Druid. So the quote is, the veil between Tyria and the mist thins. It feels natural and yet worrying for you, not I. And that's Malik saying that, is it? Oh my god, that's cool. Very nice. That just kind of expands a little bit more. So why would Mabon have kept quiet about the door to another dimension there? Also, who would have built the door? Oh, okay, hold on. Dada's whole thing, right? Her whole thing is, okay, we're Masart, we're exiled here. We're doomed to get destroyed by either Elder Dragons or Titans. And her whole thing was, why is Manakaz doing this crazy shit keeping the door shut? The Titan door shut. I thought our plan was to go home. That was what she was always saying. What are these people doing? They've gone mad. I thought our plan was to go home. The more rational Masat are gone. She questioned the idea of original sin, right? She was saying, why should I be suffering as an exile, the son of a previous Masat that never got to escape back to the mist? So she was like, I want to just find my own way home. And we know she was around Bavanisos. Maybe she opened that door. That's my guess. Dada opened the door. That's what I think probably. And that would mean that the door goes, potentially, to the Masat stronghold in the mists. And I phrased that very specifically because is that Nyos again? Or is that somewhere else? We still don't have any clarification on that. I do somewhat think that Nyos is a place the Masat used to live. But it got like magically nuked in some way. And doomed by the Masat. So they fled from there to Tyria and then from Tyria to somewhere else. The Masat are essentially kind of planeswalking in the way that the human gods do. Is my guess about all of this. But I don't know. This is all very untethered. I'd love more clarification on all this. But yeah, I think Dada probably opened the portal. Mabon might have loved her or something before he lost his memories, so he felt this impulse not to betray her. If Isgarin found out there was a way into the mists and Masat had escaped there, maybe Mabon was fearful that Isgarin would want to hunt them down or not be happy about the door. So instead he just constructed the veil. But I thought in the base game they suggested that he was told by Isgarin to go there. Isgarin always knew that Mabon was at Janthir. Oh man, so Bavanisos. So that's one of the maps. It's very interesting to me that ArenaNet's original plan for the expansion was to have this release and then one map in 2 halves, right? And it was only right before launch they said, fuck it, we'll just do 2 separate maps. Which has led me to thinking they're going to be in these 2 different areas. But if the whole story is to go to Bavanisos, Bavanisos is probably the setting for all the remaining story. So, I mean, is it going to be Bavanisos and another city? Or, it's weird, isn't it? Or maybe it will just be half a map and then half a map, but they're technically separate. I don't know. I might be killing the idea we get a place in each spot. I can't imagine if it's Bavanisos' next patch. What is in the 3rd patch? The story must go into some crazy places if there's a whole other locale on their minds. Also, maybe this is it. I don't know. Crazy stuff. Well, there you go, guys. What if the second map is through the door? Oh, shit, you're right. Oh, my God. And it could be another half of the city built right up against the door. You know how like when you play Minecraft and you get a big base and then you've got your nether portal and then the base kind of ends up going into the nether portal on the other side? I don't know whether you guys play it that way. I like to do that though. So it's like you've got a giant base that straddles dimensions. Think about that. A giant city that straddles dimensions. And that's what the Masat had. Maybe? I don't know. But that's a lovely idea. Through the door. What if it's Bavanisos in the Domain of Anguish? I kind of feel like it's not the Realm of Torment, guys. I feel like it's not the Domain of Anguish. It's weird. 2 months ago in base Janthir Wilds, they suggested that the Astral Court was already, the Wizard's Court was already looking at the previous Foundry. There was nothing in this patch that explained what came of that. Surely their scouts have checked out the Foundry from Guild Wars 1. Surely they've checked it out already. That's weird that that's omitted from this patch. I would have loved a moment on that. Guys, we could talk for ages and ages. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you so much for the donation from John there earlier and the members. Thank you, guys. I'm going to end this episode here. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Bounce off of anything. Where the lore's going, you know, what the next patch might be, how you guys enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it, whether you agreed or disagreed with some of my takes. Just let me know what you think. Feel free to use the comments because I'll do a Q&A section at the start of the next part. Next part, we'll do Q&A, lots of lore chat, and the convergence, okay? That'll be the next episode. And in the meantime, if you want to do the raid, I am forming a Spud group with the raid. Check me out in Discord. There you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And, yeah, follow me on Blue Sky as well. Link in the description. And I'll try and tweet more, as I haven't for the past few years. And that's it. I desperately have needed to go to the toilet for like 2 hours, by the way, so... I'm bursting to get out of it. Thank you, everybody. See you soon. The day after tomorrow. And I hope you all had a nice time. Take care now, guys. Ta-ta. Mike saying your mum straddles dimensions. Brilliant. It's good to see you. Is that the first comment you've left? You have a friend who think this is taking us to Zoteka? Oh my god. All right, I gotta stop. All right, bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye. Breaking intro. Why?